do you?
I've seen a lot of strange stuff, but I've never seen anything to make me believe there's one all-powerful force controlling everything.
That cut off quicker than I thought. Welcome to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is the one, the only, Dion Green.
Baby, baby, boys and girls, children of all ages, make no mistake about it. I don't judge you if you don't believe in the Force. The only thing I'm saying is if you don't and I ask you about it, I'm going to have to whip out an ice cold Cervetas Cristal to convince you.
Dude, when we get together in a couple weeks, we're going to have Cervezas Crystals in person.
Ooh.
But the other man that we'll see in person, say hello to American Ramrod, Coach Kendo Slice.
Happy to be here, Jeff, on another wonderful Thursday night. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that in this world today, we love to throw the word goat and legends and all that stuff around, especially the stupid youths that call everything goated. And the kid that's screaming in the hallway. But this week, we lost one of the legends, one of the goats, if you will, in the world of sport. And it's only fitting that tonight they're playing baseball with the Cardinals at Rickman Stadium Field in Birmingham, Alabama. So somewhere on the other side of this plane of existence, the outfield really is Willie, Mickey, and the Duke once again.
That was well said. So, yes, folks, Willie Mays passed away at, how old was he? Look at age 93 years. What a life. I did not really grow up a big baseball fan, so I really don't have a lot of context for his impact. But, I mean, he's like a Ken Griffey or a Cal Ripken or any of these names. You know Willie Mays. You know who he is. I mean, hell, even in Major League, they got Say Hey Willie Mays. It's the parody one or whatever with Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
So
Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah, Willie Mays Hayes. That's what it is. Now, since we're on the topic, and folks, we'll say hello to you in just one moment. I was going to bring this up, Joseph Bienowicz. Donald Sutherland passed away today as well. He was 88 years old. He has been in countless films. He has been in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. He was in one of my favorites. Beer Fest. Sorry, I don't know why my mind blanked up. He's in The Italian Job. He's in so many movies. But folks, tonight, tell us what your favorite Donald Sutherland performance is. Like I said, mine's Beer Fest. I love that movie. Dion, what did you grew up in a household that was a very film-focused household. You guys watched tons of stuff throughout the years. Any opinions on Donald Sutherland? Gotcha. Kendo, same to you.
Yeah. One of the first movies I remember watching with my dad was The Dirty Dozen, starring, Donald Sutherland. And he's in that. And it's one of my still favorite movies. There's a lot of big name actors in that. But also MASH. I was not aware of the fact that MASH was a movie. I thought it was just a shitty TV show. And I'm sorry if you like that show, but I never did. And then I was in high school, and somebody I was friends with was like, yeah, dude, that's a movie. Here, let's watch it. He's my Hawkeye Pierce, not Alan Alda. Fuck him. But yeah, no, that's my Hawkeye Pierce, Donald Sutherland. So yeah, he's, as you mentioned, is in a ton of things. He's been in all sorts of stuff. He was in Beer Fest, and you said
Animal
that
House.
he was in Beer Fest. I had to think about it. I'm like, he wasn't. Oh yeah, he was Grandpa.
Pop.
So Pop. He was Pop. With Bobo. Oh, it's Bobo. But yeah, like probably MASH, probably Dirty Dozen. Definitely more MASH than the Dirty Dozen in terms of favorite roles because he's featured more prominently in MASH. But yeah, and he gave us Kiefer Sutherland too. Is a fantastic actor as well.
He really is. It's one of those situations where from father to son, it's kind of a lateral thing if they're both pretty damn good. I love The Lost Boys. 24 was a solid show. I've seen Kiefer Sutherland in so many different. Was he in Flatliners back in the day? That was a pretty good movie.
He may have been. He was in The Young Guns. I love that movie. He was in that.
I need to watch it. I need to watch more Westerns. When the guys and I hang out, we'll sometimes play this movie streaming game where we have to guess what's going to be on the channel, and they never can get the Westerns because nobody has seen any of the Westerns outside the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I need to get myself I need to basically broaden my Western horizons, folks. So maybe, towards the end of the year, we'll have Western Month or something here on WCBS. But until then, I'll have to have my limited whatever.
I will gladly put together a list for you.
Please do. Now, folks, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Let's get everyone amped up for WCBS episode 405. Yeah, we're here at the 405th episode. For the last couple of weeks, things have been going crazy. So, folks, welcome into the channel. It's been exciting. It's always fun to do it, but it's exciting that we're growing once again. So, now that things are going in that right direction, let's have some fun tonight with the show. We have our word of the day. We have our question of the week. Remember, folks, you email us now at info@worldclassbullshitters.com. We put on our big boy pants. We have a .com now. Website coming. .com. Now, folks, a couple things. Wokebusters is live. The countdown is on. Let's get those numbers up, the rookie numbers. So let's do this together. Everybody, we're going to get your books. I'm ready to go to print pretty much as soon as everything ends. So I'm excited to bring it to everybody. And that's all we really have to say about it. It's done. I will have more updates, more information. We crafted a very special thing for you guys. So if you're up late one night and you see us live, make sure you check it out. You might learn something very interesting. But while we're talking to the audience, a wonderful audience, folks, hit that thumbs up button to let YouTube know you enjoy this content. And here we are with the word of the day. The word of the day is Dyke. Dyke's on a plane. Live for your Dyke hard. Back to the Dykes. Event Dyke Horizon and Dyke's Heroes.
Real quick, I would like to clarify that we're talking about the kind that are used to prevent flooding and control waters and things like that. We are not meant using this in any pejorative way if you're listening at home. So with that said, hot tub Dyke machine.
I like Dykes by the dozen.
The sisterhood of the traveling dykes. And by that, I mean the people that go and help the tulips grow in the Netherlands.
Yeah. Dyke Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Could be a completely different movie based on, aquatic tastes and things like that.
I mean, he was an aquarium maintenance man, so there we go. We're already on board. We're on brand with the water theme of Dyke Bigelow, Male Gigolo. Let's see.
Dyke to the Future. That's all about going to the future and renovating the world of flood control and atagriculture.
Dyke Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I don't even know what that means at this point, but TLJ Screwjob is
the Empire Dykes back. It's the Empire is back.
Shrebbles08, folks. Thanks, Shrebbles08. He's been a member for years. He's been here for years, and every week he brings us the word of the day. So, Shrebbles08, thank you very much. We wouldn't be able to have this segment without you. Now, folks, we have another one we can all play at home, the word of the week. Sorry, the question of the week from this little awesome deck. Now, for those out there, where's Nick? Where's Nick? He's on his way. Remember, folks, I'm going to be going out of town tomorrow to LibertyCon down in Chattanooga because I've been invited down there. So I keep telling you, we're making moves. We're doing bigger things for the channel. That's one of them. So I'm going down there to hang out, meet some people. And then later in the night, Nick just so happens to be in town for a convention. So on Saturday, we're going to go to a Twilight Zone party hosted by Rod Serling's daughter. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And as you know, the Twilight Zone is probably collectively the channel's favorite show. Kendo and I have talked ad nauseum about how great these episodes are. We can just sit down, watch Twilight Zone, and, go on. So it's a lot of fun. Maybe, Kendo, one day, maybe a year or so from now, we'll do one of those podcasts where we talk about all the Twilight Zones. It would take a while, but it could be fun.
I'm down. I would be more than willing to sit down and go through every episode of the Twilight Zone from beginning to the very disappointing end.
Yeah. I got to catch up on season 4 too. I'm a little behind outside of my Dennis Hopper Nazi episode. So, folks, your question this week, which you will mail to info@worldclassbullshitters.com, is what would you do if you were invisible for a day? Now, remember, we are going to read these on air. So if you want us to read them on air, make sure it's something that you won't be embarrassed by. Well, if it is, do your worst. But remember, we are going to read these on air. Now, folks, each and every week we play a question of the week, and we will ask it at the beginning of the show, and we'll read it at the end of the show. So, folks, stay tuned for that a little later. So, Georgian says, hey, Coach Kendo, Razorfist mentioned your boy Woody Wilson in his latest Rageaholic rant. Jeff, can I have a cool drink like Luke had? In just a moment, Sir Georgian, of course you can. But Yeah, man. Did you see you got tagged today on the Twitter as well about Woodrow Wilson and his income taxes?
No, I've been kind of busy today, so I haven't been on the tweeter machine at all. But I know Razor Fist hates Woodrow Wilson about as much as I do.
One of these weeks, I talked to him not that long ago. I'll ask him to come on just to do a Woodrow Wilson like rant with you. I think it would be legendary. Because, you know, Kendo's our DIT, doctor in training, folks. So that'll be a lot of fun. Now, Dion, welcome back to the show. We have to press a button for our friend Georgian here. If it's hot outside like it is here, folks, you could use one of these. There you go. By the way, John in the chat, great icon. Definitely love it. Love Ghostbusters. I think the audience knows I like that movie. So, Georgian, thank you very much again. Donald Sutherland's best role for me was Kelly's Heroes as Oddball. Knock it off with them negative waves. Why don't you dig how beautiful it is out here? Why don't you say something righteous and hopeful for a change? I have to go back and watch that. I haven't seen Kelly's Heroes. Have you, Dion?
I don't think. If I have, it's been a long time. I vaguely remember, but not very well.
I mean, legend gets thrown around a lot, but the dude has been in so many great things. Most recently, I did watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers 1978, right? Or is it 76? Either way, I watched the 70s version. It's awesome. Donald Sutherland's cool. He's in a lot of cool shit. He's just, I'm trying to describe him for... See, we caught him when he was an older guy doing these different types of roles, and then people know him from Hunger Games. But in the 70s, that dude was awesome. Check out his work in the 70s, folks. If you don't like, well, you'll like a movie from the 70s, trust me. Andrew says Kelly's Hero is great. Heroes is great as well. I definitely have to watch it. And then finally, for our messages right now, folks, and you send them in, we'll read them to you. We thank you for that, by the way. TLJ Screwjob says, no barf, no dot matrix, no dark helmet, pass. Yes, folks, I worked on the video today. It'll be out tomorrow morning. I had some behind-the-scenes stuff to take care of, as well as I was on the Pro show today, folks. Now, I want to thank WDW Pro for having me on this afternoon. We talked about the Disney tapes. They gave me a platform to talk about Wokebusters as well. So I'd like to thank Pro for being so kind. Now, I also want to return the favor, folks. You guys can check out Vacation Radio here on Twitter. Pro has been putting in tons of work. The guys over there, they're a great team of people, and they're putting their effort into growing this channel, Vacation Radio. It's about to get 4,000 subscribers, I believe, or that's their goal. So after the show tonight, and you're hungry for more content that is world-class, well, WDW Pro and crew over on Vacation Radio. You guys can check that out. I subscribed. There was another cool channel, too. It was like Floral and something. That guy was pretty fun on the stream, too. So, yeah, I'm all about helping each other out, folks. That's how we grow. That's how we beat the mainstream. That's how we become the mainstream. So, if you got a fellow creator you want to tell us about, tweet it. We love to retweet and help people out as well. Now, I understand that my lips, they are syncing finally. Well, no, now they're delayed. Sorry, folks. I know the camera is kind of weird. I can't help it. I would love to. I'll get a new one in about 2 weeks. So, folks, we have a lot to cover tonight. Beyond what we just mentioned with Donald Sutherland, we're going to be talking about the Acolyte score for just a moment. Don't worry. It's not an Acolyte show tonight. We're going to be talking about Spaceballs 2. That's going to be our big feature tonight as soon as Nick gets here. Did you know that a classic film got censored by Amazon this week, and it took the actor of the film to call them out? Did it get changed? Find out tonight a little later. We also have Quiz Coach Kendo, and folks, we have a game that we can play at home as well. We also have a new parody segment from Dion. We're going to be talking about something that really broke a lot of 90s kids and early 2000s kids' hearts this week as someone's hero, not ours because we're guys, but millions of women's heroes. Well, it was proven that he is just a normal guy like everybody else. So we'll talk about that guy a little later in the show. And we have a couple things too, like explain a film plot badly and a whole lot more. But folks, hit that thumbs up button before we start. I swear I'm sober. I haven't had anything to drink. I'm just melting here again. If you watch the High Council, you've heard what I had to say about it. And well, it is what it is. Now, Dion, over the last few weeks, you and I have been suffering. Yeah, we're sitting through The Boys, and it's fine. This week was better than the last 3 episodes, but it's still not up to what I expect. I don't care about the commentary is on brand for The Boys. You're waiting for the pendulum to swing about other stuff. I understand that. I think it's too repetitive with Homelander. I understand that you need to keep showing his turn to depravity and his need and desire for love and emotion, but I feel like we've gotten that so much that they gotta like amp it up or twist it more. Now we're just watching him go on a revenge kick, and I thought everything that he had with Elizabeth Shue kind of covered that in the first or second season. So that's my only real criticism. It's violent, it's bloody. I'm interested to see where it goes. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I agree on there. You know, there is a little bit of repetitiveness going on, which, you know, I think that kind of is in line with them announcing that there's only going to be 5 seasons. So I get that as well. My only disagreement is saying that it's Homelander. I think that's fucking insane. I am loving Homelander right now. I think, obviously, you know, I understand the need to want to see, you know, evil Superman. I get that, you know, but, you know, I don't think The Boys has ever been very much a gargantuan super, like, showing off their powers that way. I enjoy seeing the mental aspect of Homelander, you know, being that crazy person, and now he's turning on his son, you know, now his son's starting to realize a lot of things about Homelander, you know, and then obviously, you know, the shit going on, you know, with Booker and, you know, dealing with the fallout of using the serum to become a superhero. You know, if my only thing is the repetitiveness of them dealing with their personal relationships. I mean, I like Frenchie's because that's on Brevin. That dude is a little ball of drama and emotion, but the only reason he gets away with it is because it's bringing back in his old boss, the chick that, you know, you turned him into a freaking attack dog. She's like, yeah, what are you gonna do when he finds out? Like, I enjoy that, but, like, you know, I don't need to, you know, we need to keep dealing with, you know, Starfire, you know, kind of, you know, dealing with being Star. Like, I'm like, you know, I want you guys to focus on Homelander now. Like, I get, you know, Mother's Milk. I was like, hey, I thought that his thing was kind of figured out with his wife and kid. We don't need to get back together, you know. But I you know, the first 3 episodes, I liked that she was kind of like, yo, you know, this shit is crazy. I get why you were doing this type of shit. So I understand that. But so I get part of what you're saying. But listen, Homelander is and still is my favorite part of the show. I love seeing him, you know, and the actor's name, him turning into
Anthony
a crazy
Starr.
person. Yeah,
Well, no,
Anthony.
I don't disagree with that, and I do. Well, no, I love it. What I'm trying to get at is, I feel like they should show more of his emotional depravity by stopping. He keeps going back every season to Vought to kill people or interact with people that didn't treat him right as a kid. And I understand that's supposed to show the emotional development or lack thereof. I just wish, as a show itself, they would show Homelander interact with other people than people that just abused him as a kid. Like, let's see people that fucked him over early in the career that he didn't kill, or other things like that. I find, like, it's just every season, it's, you know, he's got the breast milk, he's got the mommy issues, he's got this, he's got that. Cool, love it. Don't, you know, Anthony Starr kicks ass. I just would like, I don't know, we got to see the rest of the season. I thought Huey's shit with his mom was interesting.
I get that, yeah.
But
I think that makes sense. You know, I understand that. You know what I mean? Like, that's a reasonable expectation. That, you know, it's, you know, I think specifically it being McG, who, you know, he likes to use effects, but he doesn't necessarily get too crazy with it. You know, I think that was kind of, you know, if that, I think that's a very fair assessment and critique of Supernatural, because it was very similar, where he liked using it as a part of the storytelling as opposed to showing, you know, the like straight depravity. Like, he did want to sprinkle in a little bit of the craziness of being evil as opposed to the downright depravity of it. So, which I get. So I get that's not for everybody, and I get that. So I don't think you're wrong at all. But yeah, I just. Yeah, I'm enjoying this, you know, and then apparently there's the rumors that Jared Padalecki might be in season 4 or whatever. So I think it's going the way we all thought. It's just a little, like you said, there are moments where it's like, okay, we don't need to keep using this same trope. Let's kind of move the characters into focusing on crazy ass Superman starting to turn his kid against him, you know.
Now, speaking of turn, let's turn our attention to a show that I don't enjoy at all, The Acolyte. Now, folks, episode 3 of The Acolyte was the stuff of legend for how terrible it was. I can't overstate how many times I laughed, rolled my eyes, questioned what the hell out loud. Like, honestly, that was my reaction. This week's episode was boring. We went and did a whole review. We talked about it. We're not going to repeat ourselves from Tuesday's show on a Thursday night. You guys deserve more. It's not world class to be repetitive. But I do have some information you might find interesting, AK the streaming ratings. Would you guys like to hear how the Acolyte does compared to other Star Wars shows?
Because yes, we would, my good man.
All this shit talking,
like to hear this.
All this shit talking that Disney likes to do. Well, the Acolyte isn't too hot. Now, they're using a different metric, but this is a legit metric as well. Because beyond Nielsen, there's another one called Luminate. They have a list and to the website and all this stuff. You can check them out yourself. But according to this, as per Luminate, the Acolyte is number 6 original streaming series in week 2. It had 380.5 million minutes. In week 1, the Acolyte only had 210 minutes. That's not good. Now, the number 1 show of all streaming is Bridgerton, and the Acolyte is not that hot. Now, here's how it compares to Ahsoka and Andor. So the Acolyte so far has 590.5 million minutes total in a 119-minute runtime. You have an average view of 4.9 million people. Ahsoka has 1,316 million minutes, so almost double the amount of minutes. And that also has a rating of 9.97. Andor, which only had about 1,100 million minutes watched, still had a 6.89. So this is the lowest rated Star Wars show in quite some time. And all of the stuff that they put into the show that they like to tell you is going to move the needle and get Star Wars to appeal to a new audience isn't working. There's no opinion anymore. It's here are the numbers. This shit isn't working. There we go. And I got to say, I'm not surprised because the audience knows. You know when something's big. You know when something's a hit. If you're a part of it, you can just tell. You're like, here it is. We've all been waiting for this. WrestleMania 40 had some great moments. Other TV shows last year, some movies that rolled out, you're just like, yeah, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. This, nobody really waited for the Acolyte. It just kind of happened. So what do you think of the numbers?
Not surprising. It really is not surprising. It's just not very good. And, this was another example of a studio. In this case, it's a studio who continues to do the same thing, but a studio that put a lot of money in promotion, and a lot of that promotion was quadrupling down on, what Star Wars is right now, which is very combative, so, they wanted to put all their eggs in the basket of, what we're getting. So people aren't watching it. It's not very good. Word of mouth is really bad. And then again, we're talking about painted corners that Disney had to put themselves in. So now, critics are loving the show. We're seeing what happens with these huge studios who can afford to put the gas pedal all the way down to the floor, where they convince well-known critics to positively review the show, and it's just not helping. The audience score is in the toilet, and people don't want to watch things that aren't good. Whatever you want it to be message-wise, whatever you want to get people to think that your company is about, it's got to be good. Yep. And Acolyte just ain't that good.
Dude, the mystery that's non-existent, like, come on, the Sith Lord is our god. Like, it's so lame, folks. We reviewed it. We ranted. I put a video out. I don't want to bog you down. So the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster. That's all we can say. Mm-hmm. There's no sacrifice. Star Wars has been sacrificed.
Where I'm curious about is what tactic do they take to explain why the numbers are so bad? Are they going to go to the old reliable of it's the fans' fault, it's white guys' fault, it's, insert whatever person you want to insult them's fault? Is it the bots? Who is it? Because you could say the bots are review bombing, but are the bots not signing up to watch the show too? Because you can't have it both ways.
No. Now, folks, a lot of people are asking for a Steiner button. Well, we have, there's certain things that need to happen for Steiner Math, but that doesn't mean we can't have this.
Threats are part of wrestling, But you got to look at the person that's making the threats. This fat son of a bitch is challenging all of us, has been world champions before, been in this business 15, 20 years, and this fat son of a bitch is going to challenge us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat!
There we go. I like it. Well, we all love you, Scott Steiner. So, folks, let us know what you think of the Acolyte on Tuesday nights. Andrew and I and Script have been reviewing it. We've been watching, we've been suffering, and we'll be back on Tuesday night with a whole lot more. I'm not excited. You're not excited. But let's talk about something else. Now, people say that Star Wars from Disney is a parody of Star Wars itself. Well, guess what? The actual greatest Star Wars parody of all time, Spaceballs, Stealing Solo is a close second, but Spaceballs is getting a sequel. Now, folks, we'll have a video out tomorrow. I'll go in more depth there, but you can hear us talk about it right now. Guys, we all love Spaceballs. It's not up for debate that it's one of the movies we've talked about together. We've laughed together watching it. We all enjoy the film. Now we're getting a sequel 37 years later, roughly, and it'll probably be out closer to the 40th anniversary of the film. I can't, for the life of me, figure out why this is happening. Kendo?
I thought it was a joke. I honestly thought it was a joke because there's always those jokes about Spaceballs, the flamethrower, Spaceballs, the this and that, and all that stuff. And I think even in Spaceballs, they make a joke about Spaceballs, the sequel, but no one ever honestly thought it was seriously going to happen. You didn't need it to happen. And I honestly thought this was a joke, but then if you look it up online, it's like, Spaceballs 2 has been greenlit with some dude, put in charge of doing like the directing and whatnot. It's like, how can you do this? Because I mean, it's been way too long. It's been like nearly 40 years. Dot Matrix is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Barf is dead. Mel Brooks is somehow still alive. Rick Moranis is extremely retired.
Yep.
Bill Pullman, is he even still around doing stuff? I don't know if he is.
I think so. Wasn't he in The Last Independence Day, even though it was a piece of shit?
He might have been. I don't know about Princess Vespa, what she's up to these days.
Not much.
Probably just being, a Druish princess somewhere. Colonel Sanders, he's still around. King Roland's dead. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you have to, you've got to go, and it has to be like recast for the most part, because just about everybody is either gone or 40 years older than they were when they were all in their 30s making these movies. So I don't know. It's like, we don't need it. We don't need it at all. It's not a movie that's required. I wouldn't have the high hopes for it like I would say when they mentioned that there was going to be a second Top Gun. I'm like, we don't need this. Well, maybe it'll be good. Oh, it turned out to be good. That is like an anomaly. And I just do not see how Spaceballs 2 can work, especially considering who wrote Spaceballs. Who was the person behind Spaceballs? Mel Brooks. Does anything Mel Brooks did, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, any of that stuff, is there any possible conceivable way in the world that we live in of 2024 can any of that comedy work? I don't think it can. I mean, a couple of months ago, I was watching Robin Hood Men in Tights. That movie only came out in 93, so that movie's only like 30 years old. And there's a bunch of jokes in there that I'm like, there's no way this flies today. There's no way this flies today. And I just don't know. I do not see how this works.
Yeah, you got to remember, too, they had so much to say in a different way back then. Like, do you think because the people... Okay, let me rephrase it. The people that are writing this film are writing a Star Wars Lego show that's going to parody Star Wars. I don't think there's going to be even any teeth. Like, even though you want
they're already writing parodies of Star Wars every week.
I know. Believe me, the Acolyte puts you to sleep. It's the cure for insomnia at this point. Fucking, it is what it is. No, but you're kind of hitting the nail on the head and saying what I think. There's just no reason. I enjoy Mel Brooks. Love his movies, but did anybody really like History of the World Part 2 on Hulu? Does anybody want more of that caliber? You got to remember, folks, everybody ages. Nobody is the same. And it's not just him. There's other people involved. George Lucas could take a joke about himself. You think the people at Disney are going to let certain things happen? And also, too, Josh Gad is the frozen snowman. Like, it's just an inside thing. It's like if Lucasfilm made a Spaceballs movie themselves. They're probably just going to make fun of the climate or the prequel movies. And you got to do better than that. Like, if they turn Spaceballs into something that it's not meant to be, you're going to have way more backlash than you realize. And a lot of disappointed people, man. It's kind of one of those perfect movies. Don't mess it up.
Yeah. It's just like, that's my whole thing. I just do not understand how it works.
It's just interesting being in a position where, we're getting a lot of sequels to things. And even if this happens, like you said, it's just a property that isn't its DNA isn't here in this very sensitive time period that we're in. And yeah, if you don't have Mel Brooks, it's probably not going to work. What are they going to let people get away with? It's people are going through hell getting just regular R ratings, and even then, you have to be very sensitive in what, Joker made damn near $1 billion and people were still trying to link it to, encouraging people to do crazy.
To be fair, look, I saw Joker in theaters, and the incels, they didn't. They did not rise up. I'm sorry.
Now look, while you guys relive Joker for a moment, our friend Georgian really wanted some Steiner math. So folks, thanks to Georgian. We'd like to thank Georgian, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
They say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3%, I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
Thank you, Georgian. Let's read his message. If the Hulu series History of the World Part 2 is any indication, Spaceballs 2 will suck like Mega Made. Hell, they messed up the Jews in Spacefall, that series, by including Wanda Sykes in it. She ain't even Jewish. Dude, they ruin anything by including Wanda Sykes, because I don't think that woman's funny. Like, she shows up in Clerks 2, and I'm like, oh, great, it's Wanda Sykes.
I mean, I get it. People still bitching about Wanda Sykes. If she's just funny, doesn't get all preachy, I can tolerate her. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But Wanda Sykes being in it ain't pulling my panties in a bunch.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, this is from History of the World Part 2. There's nobody announced for Spaceballs. Like, this is just, hey, they're writing a script and all these people.
Yeah, History of the World 2. Yeah, same thing. Like if she's funny, she starts carrying on, I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't want to watch this shit no more.
Well, that just also shows you how people don't get the fucking jokes. The fact that it was called History of the World Part 1 in itself was a joke. Calling it Part 1 was a joke because it was like, oh, there's going to be a Part 2. No, there wasn't. There was never meant to be a Part 2. That's way to go, guys. You missed it.
It's kind of like the Hamlet 2 joke. But folks, while Dion's away, let's introduce the Bombay bad boy, Big Red Nick U-Town. Almost dead name.
Yeah, no, I finally found my place. Apparently, I'm in a fucking hostel.
Oh, good.
Nice.
You deserve to be kept in your place.
Yeah, I'm in a hostel, so this is fun. My bathroom
They
is.
taught us in Eurotrip, Nick. You keep your valuables where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Just remember, if you have to, you can get hostile in the hostel.
That's true. Yeah, apparently the showers are down the hallway, and I have to mark my time for them. So that's going to be interesting.
Dude, just fucking show up when anybody else is in there. Hang dong, show dominance.
Yeah.
Present rules, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? The dude actually takes you up on it, and you just say, "Get away from me," and you just beat his ass anyway. So there you go.
That works. No,
and that just shows more dominance.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm
WCBS,
glad
show to learn dominance from.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm only here for one night. Then I have an actual hotel room for the rest of the weekend, so it's fine.
All right, cool.
So
Now,
why
folks,
did you sign up to stay in a hostel? By any I'm curious as to know why.
I'm doing the Chattanooga Film Festival. It's down the road, and I didn't know it started Friday as opposed to I thought it started like late Friday, but it started late Thursday. There's actually an event going on right now, but I didn't realize everything started Friday. I thought it started a day later, so I was way off, and I just booked this place because it was cheap and quick, and I had internet so I could do the show, and then I'm just gonna fuck off tomorrow and go to the actual hotel I got that's actually nice. So Yeah,
I just
I'm only
can't
here.
believe that
Yeah.
we're both going to be in Chattanooga, like unrelated. We didn't plan on it. So, folks,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
might
yeah.
picture Nick and I at a black and white party, drunk. You never know.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
having fun.
don't forget to go see the Choo Choo while you're there.
Sure, we will.
Actually, that hotel is gone now.
I was going to ask what her name was. How does one run the Chattanooga Choo Choo?
I don't know, man.
Carefully in a hostel.
Yeah. You know, if anything interesting happens, I'll just give you just stream it from, go out into the hallway and see the type of people that walk by. Start interviewing, ask them questions.
They seem fine. I went to ask them where
Sir, how do you feel about Spaceballs 2? There's a second one?
Oh,
Just
God.
announced it.
No, I just had to go to the communal kitchen and ask for the Wi-Fi password. Like, oh yeah, it's on this piece of paper next to the coffee machine. I'm like, awesome, great, I'm ready.
Was there a guy with what would a good hippie name be? I was gonna call him Kendo, but that'd be horrible. Anyway, let's move on.
Sven.
Is there a Sven?
No, there isn't a Sven.
Is he a ghoulie?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So, Nick, what did you think of the news about Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like they tried doing the cartoon like years ago, and I think it was on G4.
Yep.
And it just didn't. It was just like under the radar. Nobody cared for it, and it was like I think it was episodic as well, where every episode there was like something going on, but nobody cared for it. And then they announced History of the World Part 2, which I watched like the first 2 or 3, and I think the third one had Kendo's favorite actor Kunal Nabjabi in it, and he was just it was talking about like about I don't know, it wasn't funny. Like none of the jokes hit, and it was all very like modern Hollywood bullshit. And I was like, I'm not with this. I don't get it. I don't care. So yeah, even with this, I'm like, if people want to affect the change in this, then don't watch it. Don't talk about it. If it's on streaming, don't give it any watch hours or watch minutes. Don't do it. Just leave it alone. That's the best thing you can do. Don't watch it out of morbid curiosity. And if you actually want to watch it, sail the high seas. That's what you do.
I gotta tell you, we'll do how we do with the Acolyte for you folks, so don't worry. Without Rick Moranis, though, without Dark Helmet, like you can't do this movie.
No.
The movie, I get that it's Lone Star, Barf, and Princess Vespa on a journey, but Spaceballs is like Die Hard. The villains are just as good as the heroes. Arguably, they're the best part of the film. I'd say Rick Moranis, Dark Helmet, President Scroob are the best in that whole movie. Colonel Sanders right with them. Like that trio is better than the heroes in the movie because, like, it's Joan Rivers. I don't like Joan Rivers. Her voice is cool. I don't think she's funny. I don't care. John Candy's great, but it's also Daphne Zuniga who's just like, oh, she was Michael J. Fox's girlfriend for 5 episodes on Family Ties. Cool. What else has she been in? Nothing. But those 3 bad guys kick ass. And then you got like Beam Me Up Snotty. So, oh shit, there goes the planet at the end of the movie. Ludicrous Speed. Every good joke outside of merchandising is a bad guy scene. Comb the desert, we ain't found shit, bad guy scene.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking videotape, go past that, never go back again. Or, oh my God, get away from me, you fat bearded bitch. All that stuff, like those are all
surrounded by assholes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love the first Spaceballs. It is a 10 out of 10 movie. I have nothing but respect for Mel Brooks and his work, but you can write me off as somebody interested in this. I will tell you though, it has me interested to see if we can top this film with our Star Wars parody, because I will not even try to act like Stealing Solo is a Spaceballs anything. Spaceballs is God tier. But I don't
100%.
trust Josh Gad. I don't trust Josh Gad and the people working on this.
No.
I'll make you a Brooks Brothers bet. I can do better with Frankenfisher than they can do with Spaceballs too.
Oh, dude, I'm on your side with that bet, dude. There's no way that because like Josh Gad is very like I think he's in a lot of kids movies and that's kind of his bread and butter where he's getting paid, which is no shame in that game if he's getting paid for that. That's great, but like don't think that you're going to come on to Spaceballs 2 and people are going to rush to the theaters or to their to streaming or whatever and watch it. It's not going to happen. He's not.
What was he just in that he co-wrote that was on Netflix or something, and it was just not good. It was. I don't
want to knock the dude's hustle, but he's not funny to me at all, dude. I'm with you, man. Like
he's kind of funny. He's like Kevin Hart now. He's like, I'm the guy that families go and see and think are funny.
But even Kevin Hart ain't moving the needle anymore.
And let's be honest,
like the dude is, you know,
Spaceballs is not a kid's movie. It never was a kid's
I don't know.
movie.
He did. I guess he did Pixels, the Angry Bird movie.
I forgot there was an Angry Birds movie.
Sounds like some winners in that pile.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They can't all be winners there, Kendo.
No, they can't.
They should at least try to be winners.
He's just not that dude. He was. No,
he's not.
He was kind of hot for a little bit, but then he's like, hey, I'm going for getting paid. And we're all like, cool, man. But you should not be the dude that's doing Spaceballs. Like, that's not a property that's family friendly,
Yeah. Well, he did Once Upon a Story, Storybots, Strays, Wolf Like Me, and Solar Opposites. That's what he's done so far.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. But we just got to remember this. This is this is going to be a sequel to a 40-year-old movie eventually. It's not for kids. Kids don't know it. Kids don't even know Star Wars, the thing that's way more popular than Spaceballs. You got to just keep this shit to scale. Not everything is for families. And also, too, family friendly is very subjective. Like, hey, in my family, it was cool to watch Beverly Hills Cop as a kid. It was cool in Dion's family to watch Lethal Weapon as a kid. It wasn't a big deal. So remember, folks, family friendly is very subjective.
It was cool in my family to watch a movie that we'll be talking about in a little while.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a moment.
Well, yeah, I think that the reasonable expectation of what family friendly is, I think that goes without saying. I think that the interesting part of the conversation is the corporate assumption of what that means, right? So that everything you said is 100% right. They know that. That's why they're trying to repackage it. It's a sequel because they think all the kids are dumb, but it's a sequel, so they'll go back and watch the original and come back for this one, and it'll be family friendly, and then they'll fucking laugh. Their parents will laugh, and like the little kids will have something, and it'll be for everybody. They love it, and they'll use the same formula that they've been doing. Especially Josh Gad, who a couple of those early movies made somewhat money outside of Pixels and
Frozen?
the last one. And he got paid a lot. He thinks the shit works. He's not going to think about actually trying to make a good Spaceballs movie. He's going to do what the studio tells him. So, yeah, I mean, everyone here understands that. But it's very interesting that after everything, especially with the downturn of attendance, studios still think that because kids don't know what it is and it's, somewhat a clean comedy, it's going to make a lot of money. And it just doesn't work. Like the purposeful repackaging, it's not viable in terms of movies these days. Even on streaming, it just doesn't work.
No, man, I'm like everybody else. I just go back to watch the stuff that's classic. Now we're gonna change topics in just a moment, folks. But I have a question for everybody out there, including the panel, guys. Can you think of a more pointless sequel? Something that you just go, the fuck? Like, really, Spaceballs 2 falls into that category for me. But I'm trying to think of another one.
I mean, all the Alien sequels. Everything after Prometheus is kind of
here's one you love, Jeff. The Halloween sequels.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nick, if I could go and wipe certain parts of my memory away, it would be Halloween 2 and then everything else after it, and only 1 and 3 would live there. Because I'd like to just be like, man, that Michael Myers, he's still out there. That's the chilling part. Not, he walked over to the Elrod's house and he stole a knife and then he killed a cute girl and then he went to the hospital to find Jamie Lee Curtis because he heard a radio newscast. They announced the victim's name on the news. Never mind. We'll talk about horror when we get to Halloween, Nick. So, folks, let's see what you guys are saying. I'm trying to find some of these pointless ones. Like a sequel to Point Break would have been dumb. Schindler's List 2 was kind of
they had a remake of Point Break.
Yeah, Schindler's List 2 would be kind of a pointless fucking sequel there.
They're doing Gladiator 2.
That was a pointless sequel.
Yeah. Put me down for that as pointless too.
Like, how do you make a sequel to a movie that was an epic about the movie when the main character dies at the end of it? It's like, what do you do from there? It's not like you'd be like, oh, well, it'll be about his kid. Well, his kid's dead too. So not sure what are we going? Is this a prequel? Is this about when he was just running around being a Gaul or whatever it was before the Romans took him over? Nobody knows.
Well, this new one's going to be out soonish. It's Ridley Scott. It's not like he's ever made a bad movie. He's made a lot of
Right,
great movies.
right. Well, I think originally it was supposed to be a time jumper thing. So somehow it goes in time, forward in time. And I think that was why that died in development hell, because they couldn't write a beginning to where it made sense.
Wait,
So
are you
and
talking
this
about?
one, I can't remember if it's supposed to be like a supernatural thing or if they're doing some type of religious angle. So I can't remember what the sequel's supposed to be. But yeah, man, I mean, Ridley Scott, like you said, Jay, he's got some. So he's never made a bad movie, but I don't know about this one, champ. It was pretty definitive.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's like a different character completely. That's what it is. It's just like called Gladiator 2, but it's not Maximus Commodus and all those people. I own Gladiator on 4K. It's a good movie. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I just don't watch it very much. It's like a once every 5 to 10 year watch. It's cool. It's atmospheric. It's beautiful shot. It's not a critique of it. It's just, I'd rather watch the same movie 50 times
I
before
probably
that.
watch it twice a year. I mean, I think I only watched it once last year, but yeah, I usually end up watching it a couple times a year. It's a great movie. I love the soundtrack. The length is what keeps me from watching it so much. I know there are some hardcore Scott fanatics out there, which I get. They make some great movies, and yes, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna bring up Kingdom of Heaven. It's a great movie. Calm down. But yeah, the characters are great. It's Joaquin Phoenix about to enter his prime. It's in shape Russell Crowe. It's Richard Harris is Marcus Aurelius. Like it's just fun. It's a fun movie. It's also the seer. I put Gladiator up there with Logan. It's the same thing where I'll watch it once or twice a year. Its seriousness keeps me from watching it a bunch. It's fun in parts, and Jijiman Hansu, that's probably one of the dudes on the short list of motherfuckers my wife will cheat on me with.
It's funny that you bring up both of those movies because they're both movies I own on home video and never watch. Like I've had Logan on Blu-ray for whatever the Black Friday that it first was out on sale was. I've had it brand new in the wrapper. I've never opened it
You're
once.
an adventure movie, man. If it's not like fun, you just don't watch it. There's not a damn thing wrong with that. Like the reason I enjoy that about you is because we always end up watching something, and it's like it'll be like Gladiator 2, like part of the time that we hang out, and it's like it'll be the one time in the couple years you watch it, and it'll be my 1 or 2 times, and we'll just watch it and have a good time. So don't ever let someone make you feel bad about it. I'll beat their ass.
Well,
but I get it. Logan is that. I get it. I 100% get it.
No, my favorite movie experience with you was the first time we ever watched Beverly Hills Cop together because we were friends for years before we realized how much we both liked it. And you're like,
Hillary
I
brought
got
that
the
shit up
DVD.
the other night.
We were just like, let's watch
She
it.
brought that up on Father's Day because she was like, man, because we watched it at her kid cousin's wedding, and then we ended up turning on for a second before. It might have been before we went to the beach on Father's Day or whatever. But she was like, it's just so funny that you and Jeff were friends for years and didn't know how much you guys like this movie. And I was like, that's like, it's just like you never stop learning something about somebody. You were like, I was like, bitch, it's one of my favorite movies. And then when you found out my mom, she was like, he would watch that movie all the time. Like
I had to check her Beverly Hills Cop street cred, bro.
We just become best friends. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a good moment. If I get schizophrenic, I hope I relive. That's one of my memories that just replays because it was a good one.
To everyone out there, thank you, folks, for
Joe
watching.
Biden too.
I'm looking at some of these titles. We got The Producers 2, The Breakfast Club 2, American Graffiti 2 was a dumb idea, Christmas Story 2 is the worst, World War 2 was unnecessary, Oppenheimer 2, Electric Boogaloo, Grease 2, didn't Mel Gibson want a Passion of the Christ 2, Apollo 14, Book of Genesis 2. There we go. We got
Rwanda 2.
I mean, Apollo 18, was it 18 or 19? That was it's not the sequel. Yeah, it's not a sequel, but it was a horror one about the things on the moon. It's like I watched that. That was
18, I think, right?
Yeah, that was terrible.
That one wasn't that bad actually. I thought that was gonna be shit. I watched. I was like, okay.
I fell asleep watching it a bunch.
It's one of those movies, by the way, that reminded me. Last night was they were showing Raiders, And I took
Ooh.
Devin's with his dad, but the Hillary D2 and I went and saw it. So that just reminds me because it's like you're just an adventure guy, man. Like if it's not like fun adventure, you're just kind of like, oh fuck, I'm gonna fall asleep. Like it's kind of boring, you know. So I get it, man. It ain't Indiana Jones, you know.
Here's the thing, that's for repeat views. Now I gotta say though, comedies might have the highest rewatchability for me. Like I've watched Wayne's World 200 times.
I mean, I like how you're like comedies might do it, and I'm just gonna list one of the greatest comedies of all time.
No, but I'm saying, like, in terms of movies I've watched religiously, Wayne's World is in that list.
Right.
Star Wars is in that list. But I'll also watch, like, Halloween. That's a horror movie. I can watch a good horror movie on repeat because they get.
Okay, give me a movie that you can rewatch that's not on like AFI's top 100.
Oh, Airheads.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I could watch Airheads every day for a week. I bought a t-shirt from this like low print run company. I wore it once and then went, I'll never wear this shirt again because I'll fuck it up. Like I love Airheads. If I ever meet those guys and then like a signing, I'm taking Airhead shit to get autographed. I don't care about Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore or The Mummy. Airheads is my fucking movie, man. I love that because I get it. It's like I may not hold up a radio station to get my art out there, but I get the drive that those guys have, and it's funny as shit. So now let's check in with our wonderful audience.
I said to Hillary, she goes, "That's a good one."
Dude, it was a movie that rocked on VH1 all the time. I love that movie. So
I saw it because it was on VH1 when we got to college, and that's how I finally saw that damn movie. So yeah, man, I was like, man, this is a good movie.
I got that on DVD, and then I had mentioned this to Nick. I cracked open popped in the DVD for Detroit Rock City, which is like a really old disc, and watched it upscaled. I may have a differing opinion on DVDs, like when they're upscaled the right way on the TV. I'm like, all right, this kind of looks good enough for a lot of movies. So, still a 4K guy, but I'm more open-minded now.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Cousin Fuller, excellent comment. Airheads rules. Love the Motorhead track. Yeah, Born to Raise Hell. It's a good song. It's on I listen to that song maybe once a week. I like Motorhead a lot. I'm a rock guy. Now, I wanted to give a special shout out to our friend Andy McGlink, who said right here, we are going to hit 200K subs soon. Yes, folks, we are. Like we always say, this is a group thing. We do it all together, and I like that everyone is getting excited for it. The Acolyte's been a good topic. We got the the Spaceballs video coming out. I got some more stuff to move away from Star Wars, but you got to go while the getting's good. So thank you to everybody who's been hanging out with us. And I'm going out of town tomorrow to go to the con, like I mentioned. I'm hitting Ollie's on the way down, so you're going to be seeing new Ollie's stores in about 2 weeks. And I've even been contacted by a toy store. They've asked me to go show their store. So we have some really new cool things coming on the horizon, and I got some new ideas for the channel as well. So folks, all I'm going to ask is that you make sure you have your bell notification turned on to all, because I've heard directly from YouTube. That is why you may not see some of our videos. But now that we're getting whatever, more and more people are here. So welcome in. Now, Breadman Productions, thank you for winning our fan vote or whatever, how you won the Elite of Battle Angel. I'm glad it arrived to you safely. He says, in episode 281, Dion to Jeff, you're in your 30s and you haven't seen Tombstone. Has that changed, Jeff? No, I'm sorry. I gotta. And I'll take another one in the Jamaram. Hold on. I have access to it, though. I'm going to watch it next weekend. I found out I'm still on that Plex server I talk about. It's
okay.
Well, if you don't, if you still don't, when we hang out, Hillary made damn sure because she didn't watch it until she was like 28, 29. And she was like, we have to own this. So we got it physical. And I think it's, obviously you can rent it on Amazon shit, but I think it's on Paramount, right?
I'm going to watch that in Tombstone as a double feature. Or not Tombstone, Unforgiven, sorry.
It was on
Listen, that's a great fucking double feature.
I'm just late to the party. It's kind of like I can guarantee I'm going to like these movies. Like when
Don't feel
bad. It is currently available on Hulu.
Yeah. It's on Hulu right now, and you can rent it on Prime as well. So
yeah,
we need to get one of those.
Don't feel bad, man.
Sponsorship deals.
And
like,
also,
they mentioned our movie. Here's a referral code.
We know. Val Kilmer had a lot going up against in terms of Oscar, but I agree he should have at least got, because I don't think he even got nominated that year for Doc Holliday.
I don't think so.
He'll still be your Huckleberry.
Yeah, damn right. He a longer now.
I was watching Maverick the other week, and I forgot that he had a part in it. I was like, oh yeah, man, Val Kilmer. I like the way they that did him. You know, they had his son do the voice and everything. I was like, yeah, Val Kilmer used to be shit back in the day. The Saint, Batman, Real
Oh
Genius.
God! Oh my God! The Saint was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I used to watch. My
My
mom
mother
made me.
fucking loves that movie.
Yeah,
Loves
my
it.
mom
liked
watched
it
the
too.
old. Yeah, my mom watched the old school show in when she used to live in Gibraltar. So that's how I know about it. And she's like, "Oh, they're making a movie out of it. We need to go watch it." So that's kind of how I knew about it.
Good old Roger Moore.
Yep.
Dude, when I was a kid, I owned GoldenEye. I'd rent Mission Impossible all the time, but every once in a while I'd do GoldenEye, Mission Impossible, The Saint. That was like just like a fun day. I would just sit and watch my spy movies.
That's good.
And then when I got BBC America, I would watch The Saint and the Avengers reruns whenever they would play. Because I mean, they were all in James Bond movies, so I'm just watching them as James Bond adjacent. But man, I was hooked by that shit.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, you know, when The Saint was coming out, and then Mission Impossible came out, you know, they were trying to still revive The Saint, even though it didn't do well. I think that was one of the pitches for MI2 was to have what's his name from this was Douglas, whatever his Saint name is or whatever, like have him like be a running in the series at some point. So that shit,
that would have been sweet.
I remember correctly, man. That should almost happen.
Man, I get it that we're tired of like superhero crossovers. I just want like crazy crossovers like that. It's just random shit. It's like if Mr. T showed up in an Ernest movie playing Clubber Lang or something, that'd have been crazy. Like Ernest learns to box and he boxes Clubber Lang.
Ernest learns to box. God, that'd be great. There's a guy I follow on Instagram who makes actually I sent this up to you. He's making a comic. There's gonna be an Ernest comic coming up. And there's also a guy who makes Ernest related horror movies. There's Ernest Goes to Camp, and it's like Camp Crystal Lake and things like that. So he does those t-shirts. They're really good.
Oh, nice.
I need the Ernest comic books.
Now,
definitely.
Let's give our friend Breadman Productions the buttons.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Another one. Oh, and here's your other one you requested. Probably the best button we have. Definitely my favorite. Jam-a-ram! There we go. Good old Ram Jam Jam-a-ram. So I'll take that off for just a second so we don't have too much feedback and weirdness on my end. Overkill 161, thank you very much. If Spaceballs 2 turns out to be a prequel, at least they can tell the story of Princess Vespa's original nose.
There you go.
I doubt they would do that because that would be them actually doing homework and realizing that, you know, that would make sense. But I doubt that's going to be the case.
Dr.
I really
Max
do.
Schlocken.
I doubt the people that are involved in this movie have even watched it. They just know what Spaceballs is. They're like, oh, yeah. Spaceballs, that's that Star Wars movie. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting Spaceballs 2 in name only, and there's going to be a lot of member berries and like things in the background and kind of stuff that they say lines or that we hear about. There's not going to be anything of substance. There's just going to be an empty husk of what it was.
Yeah, or it could be even worse. Right. They could get a bunch of celebrities to be involved with it, and like, what did you guys think of Spaceballs? How would you want to do it? And it's just like a bunch of shitty cameos.
So it'd be like movie 43.
Yep, but officially licensed Spaceballs. The only positive that can come out of this is if they actually make Dark Helmet dolls like they did from the first movie. Like if they do a series of action figures on the original film, I don't care about this movie. I will buy me some Spaceballs toys.
Oh, 100%, man. We'll all pre-order that shit from Big Bad Toy Stores immediately. Like it's just gonna happen.
We should get sponsored by them, Nick. I feel like we've dropped their name so much.
We should at least get like a permanent discount code of like 20% or something.
WCBS.
There you go.
Because we watch all their toy videos. Enrique Vasquez, what is up, my friend? He says, "Hail WCBS. What did you guys think of the Nintendo Direct? I'm excited for the Mario and Luigi game, Donkey Kong, Zelda, and Legend of Link. And then finally, Metroid 4. Also, Perfect Dark, number 63, please. We'll get you your button in just a moment, Enrique. Kendo, you are the resident Nintendo guy. Yeah. What did you think of the Direct if you got a chance to watch it?
I haven't got to watch all of it. I have just caught bits and pieces of things that they've put out there. The Zelda game is definitely now on the radar. I'm looking forward to playing that one. Anytime a new Mario Luigi game comes out, I'm automatically interested, depending on what it is. That one looks like they're going to be like pirates or something like that. So, of course, that's going to be cool. The Metroid, I don't recall seeing that one. I know we're going to get a new Donkey Kong one. I think it might just be the HD version of Donkey Kong Country 2 or whatever one that was.
But Jungle Freeze, because that's already on the Switch.
No, not that one. The second one. Remember there was Donkey Kong Country, and then they came out with the second one after that. I think that's supposed to be a remake, like HD of that. Okay. I did not see the Perfect Dark thing, but that would be cool because I played the crap out of Perfect Dark when it was out on 64 25 or so years ago, and then they re-released it. I think maybe Game Pass had it and I played it again, but
they do.
It's just not the same.
It's been modified to be more modern. Yeah. I'm in the minority. I don't care about Perfect Dark because I like GoldenEye. Yeah, there's a war between it. I'll pick GoldenEye every time. I mean,
I like them both because I'm sane.
Well, my only thing is, I thought that Perfect Dark was so similar to GoldenEye, and they used some of the same sound effects. I know it's the same crew, but I felt like I was just playing the same game, but slightly different. And I was like, well, at least I can be James Bond in the other one.
It pretty much is the same game, just slightly different, but that's kind of what makes it cool.
Hey,
plus,
it was a hit.
They were ahead of the curve. The president in Perfect Dark was a black guy.
Yeah. President Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, so there you go. You can't say, you can't act like this is all new shit, kids. We had this stuff 25 years ago.
So Enrique, what I'll say to you is what I thought of these is I'm not going to buy most of these games. The Zelda stuff, I'm very game dependent. I just bought the Link to the Past remake or whatever it is on Switch, but I haven't opened it, and I kind of stopped playing Skyward Sword. So I'm going to sit that Zelda game out for sure. Donkey Kong's probably my most likely purchase, and Metroid. I've never finished a Metroid Prime game because I like Metroid side scroller and I like going back and forth, but I don't like doing that kind of shit in a first person shooter. It's just too monotonous to me. I don't feel like I'm playing Alien the game, like I'm, Ripley going through in first person. It's still fun. But the Metroid Dread game you gave me is much better than Metroid Prime in my opinion. So that's how I feel about it. And then Perfect Dark's just going to be released. It's the re-release of the original on the Switch, so that's cool. Here's your number 63.
Great!
I forgot about that, but
good old Grace. Makes me laugh. God damn, I love that movie. That's another movie that's playing. I gotta tell the dude that reports to me. That's the other movie I was thinking of. But it's Ferris Bueller is going to be at the at our local theater. They're doing their classic summer series or whatever. So that's the other one. I think the next one's Jurassic Park that the wife wants to see, but Ferris Bueller's on it because all the whatever the network that NCG's a part of, they're all doing that summer series shit. So I'm pretty stoked.
Hey, about the song.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's good. I know Criterion Collection just released Risky Business on 4K, which I bought. I pre-ordered for $40. So I'm happy about that.
This is the 50th anniversary?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. I even got the vinyl off eBay like a couple of years ago, man. I fucking love that movie. Yeah.
40, it's 41 years old.
41 years ago. Okay.
Oh, it was 83? I thought it was 84.
Yeah. But yeah. I love both those movies.
Tom Cruise guy.
No,
I like him in his action movie phase. Early stuff I never saw. Then I don't watch a lot of his drama shit. Like I saw. No. It was because it was Stanley Kubrick. I watched Eyes Wide Shut like 2 or 3 times.
Is that why you watched it, or was it for the gratuitous nudity? Like
no, I think I saw one.
It was the gratuitous nudity.
I think it's getting well. I know that if you try to buy it on DVD now or Blu-ray, it's the edited version. But I think they're putting out an unrated version soon on 4K.
Will the movie not suck?
Yeah, because it's gonna have all the stuff in it that Kubrick wanted, not the stuff that's won't be the studio cut. It'll be the director's cut, so it'll be a little better.
That movie kind of sucked.
Well, this is the 25th anniversary of it this year?
Yeah. Dude, I remember
the greatest year in film.
Oh yeah, it's true. God, I remember that movie came on one day when I was like getting ready for school. It was the most awkward shit ever.
Hey, dude, I remember when it was, that was the beginning of like studios spending money for shit, and they bought like it was whatever the length of time of him running through Times Square or whatever, and that was like a big deal. And as Tom Cruise as the movie started doing.
Wait, no. Are you thinking of Magnolia? Or sorry, they're thinking of Vanilla Sky and not
Vanilla Sky is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
Vanilla Sky.
Because Eyes Wide Shut, they put him in like a fake set. He's on like a treadmill. That's not even New York.
Yeah,
Wait.
and it's weird because like it didn't make sense because like the way it looks is like things are doubled up, and it was a whole weird thing that Kubrick did for that whole sequence, and it was wild.
Just leave it at a weird thing Kubrick did, and just leave it at that because that's pretty much his filmmaking was a series of weird things that I came up with and only makes sense to me.
Dude, there's even a documentary called I think Room 237 about like it's about 12 people who have their own like weird assertions about The Shining and what it means to them and how they see these messages in the movie, and it's like, oh, he's trying to tell us this thing. It's like, just shut up, just stop.
Yeah, the kid was believing the whole thing in his head. That's what it all boiled down to.
Yeah, and his dad was a psycho.
Darian 217. As a little kid, Babysitter's Boyfriend thought Night of the Demons was a family-friendly movie. We made it up to the nipple lipstick scene before they decided to pull the tape. Under 13 years of age.
Oh my! It took you that long? Jeez.
The box art. How do you think that's a family movie?
It
was the
80s. 100%. No, you're 100% right, Dion.
You can't get. I'm not buying that. It's the 80s stuff. The box art is terrifying. It's the demon. It's her in her demon form or whatever. Like doing like I remember being a kid and being like, "What the fuck is that movie?" I'm not emotionally ready to watch that. Like, there's no way you saw the box.
You were aware of that as a child. I'm not emotionally ready.
I was like, I was not emotionally ready for this.
Yeah, Dion at 8. Listen, Mom and Dad, I'm not emotionally ready for this. Okay, like call me in 2 years and then we'll talk again. Okay.
Dion, I have good news for you. It's available in 4K at Walmart.com, so we should get you a copy.
Yeah, they released.
I was like 11. I love the movie because it's super 80s, but absolutely
100% 80s. Yeah, and there's a really hot Asian chick in it too that gets topless.
That makes everything better.
It does. But no, I think Shout Factory or somebody did the 4K of it recently. It's like a steelbook or something they've done. And also remember that was the remake with Shannon Elizabeth that happened in like I think was it 2010 or 2009?
Way after
I forget.
Her prime phase.
Yeah.
2009. Yeah. And they tried crowdfunding a part 2 and they didn't get any fucking money.
Darian 217.
Yeah. So it's always kind of a gut punch when you go to crowdfund it and the fans are like, nah.
Well, I mean, okay, to give you an idea, let's see. Edward Furlong was it? Monica Keena, Shannon Elizabeth. Let's see here. Who else? Tiffany Shepis. That's about it. That's all the like names I know. So,
what's a movie you guys saw way too early? Because that was put like this. It wasn't that I saw it way too early. But my mom thought Serial Mom was a family movie, that John Waters movie. So she rented it, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I got his liver ripped out in the bathroom. I'm like, "Oh no!"
Oh god, I think Killer Clowns as a kid, I watched that way too young. My mom it had an adverse effect for sure. Because she to this day will just keep mentioning it. She's like, "Oh, when I showed you, Killer Clowns Outer Space, you said I hate you, Mom." I'm just like, "Mom, you need to get over that shit. I'm sorry, it happened like." A while ago. Just get over it.
Say 30 years.
I don't even know.
Wait, you broke down. You were like, "I hate you, Mom. I can't hate you."
Because it just scared the shit out of me. Because I wasn't like you said, I wasn't emotionally prepared for Clowns from Outer Space like taking over a town. It just didn't compute with my fucking 7-year-old brain. It just didn't happen.
I'm used to you saying "fuck it," so I keep forgetting that. My vision of you was a small Indian boy's body in your same size head. With
all right, George Lopez.
I mean, that's probably where I got that from. But yeah, same size head, just being like, "Fuck it," like let's just see, let's just watch it. Fuck it, we're not gonna go to jail. Fuck it, or hangout version, Nick, where it's like, hold on, let's run, get some drinks, and we'll just watch it together. Because you were like that during the Turtles. You were like, "Fuck it, we're having a good time. We got drunk. It was not that. It won't be that bad."
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? But so I'm very surprised to hear a very sensitive child like, "Oh God, Mom, I hate you.
Yeah,
I'll never love clowns again."
but I mean, I grew up in a small town, and in the age where I think we had like 3 or 4 video stores within driving distance of our house, so we could go down and get all the movies every Friday night, and
Listen, I'm small town
good.
Michigan. It ain't that much different from small town Tennessee.
Yeah, except we had rebel flags. That's the difference.
Right. You guys put them out. You guys were cool to put them out in the open. Hillary, her grandma's place was down in small town Tennessee, and so she spent a lot of time down there too. So trust me, we, you know what I'm saying, small town America in the '90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If
parents falling for shit now, our parents fell for shit back in the '90s too.
Yeah. I mean, luckily the video store guy was cool. He didn't give a shit. Like we were friends with him until the place went under in 2017. This was the last time he had his And it was funny because I was the first person he called, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm going out of business. Come buy my shit." I'm like, "All right, I'll be over there."
That's awesome. I think our family video is still in business. Technically, it's one of the
awesome
few things from back then that are still running. He moved into a brand new building when we got out of high school in like 2007, 2008, and it's like the only thing from my childhood that's still around besides City Hall. Like in usual in small towns.
That's true. Jeez, yeah. The video store now is a beer and cigarette store in my town.
I mean, it makes no sense.
The one screen theater that was there that was awesome is now a fucking smart bank. So that's
damn
fun.
That one stings. That stings because we didn't have a theater in our small town, and then the one in Tennessee that Hillary visited all the time, Sammy grew up in, I think they had to drive like 20 minutes to have the theater down there. But so it was yep. They that sucked. If I had a theater in town, damn. Yeah, that one was sting a little bit. I get it, man. The one in Kalamazoo, in where her parents are from, that one closed down too. And that one was like a four screen theater.
Oh shit!
But yeah, man, when your small town movie theaters go down, man, damn.
Well, because like it was a movie theater for a bit. I remember watching like Terminator 2, Die Hard 3, RoboCop 2. A lot of those movies in that theater, like that's what we watched, and that's what they had there. It was awesome. The marquee and everything was great. And then it turned into a place where they were doing like these really shitty like shows for tourists. Which I was like, all right, it's fine, and they would still show movies here and there. And then all of a sudden, it just like one day we drove past it was just demolished. I was like, what the fuck happened? I was like, oh man, I hope they make it into something cool, and it wasn't. It was a fucking
Nick. That's what happened.
It was a fucking bank.
Stopped
going. That's probably it.
You personally caused it to go under.
I 100% agree with that. But no, it's funny because like in Georgia, there are tons of small towns where they still have the small theaters like in the like Main Street area. It's still there. They still have those things there, so you can go to like almost any small town in Georgia and find a small theater to show a festival in or movies in or whatever in.
There are areas where those small towns kept that shit alive, man. There's a couple places like even in Lansing, Greater Lansing, the one by the mall over here. They moved, and it is indie movies and the locals that keep that shit going because they were the ones that showed, or I should say, one of the local franchises that showed that Onyx and the fucking Talisman of Souls or whatever. They showed that movie.
Oh shit, dude! Actually, I watched that last year here at the Chattanooga Film Festival. That dude was here too. Super nice guy.
Yeah, he's from somewhere in Michigan, but yeah, they showed it here in Michigan, and I can't remember what he did locally. I want to say Lansing Comic-Con. I want to say he did that because he was promoting the movie. But I didn't meet him. One of the gals that report to me in work, she met him because I've been talking about the movie, and I ended up not going. And she's like, he was really nice, like because I was like, hey, he's the dude that did the weird anime guy video. And she was like, oh shit, because she watched it. She's like, I'll go see if I can get his autograph or whatever for it. She's like, he was super nice. So yeah, I've heard nothing about good things from about.
Oh no, because Yeah, because the reason I came to the Chattanooga Film Festival last year is because of his movie, and he did a showing of it. And he's like, "Oh, this is the cut we have now. We're probably going to change it before the theatrical one comes out. When it didn't, I think last year." And super nice guy. He had posters for the whole thing. I think it's still at my place. I need to go check. I need to go find it. But yeah, super nice guy. Had him sign it. Took a picture with him. Like, great dude. And apparently he's like, "Oh man, if we make enough money, we'll do part 2." I'm like, good luck to you, man. Good luck to you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that shit was great. He had my boy from Living Single was in there, and
yes.
I can't remember the other gal's name, but yeah, man. That we forget about. I think Hillary I think she donated money to that shit. But yeah, man, that dude, that's just like fun. But yeah, man, small town theaters, that's how they survive. And I know, like down south, obviously if Reddit and YouTube and all that shit and a few Twitter stuff are to be to believe, like small town America, man, they, that's really the only places where theaters are seeing consistent business. Because even by us down in Coldwater, Michigan, that's one of the only drive-in theaters in the area, and apparently they do really good business down there.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a drive-in here. Well, there's a drive-in in a couple of areas in Atlanta that people go to, but the local one here is the local one in Atlanta is a Plaza Theater, and they have 3 screens. They can do independent stuff. They can open up the top area, and you can have like 2 balconies to watch this, but it's usually just like 3 screens they have. And I don't know. I think this whole summer I've watched movies there, particularly because I wanted to support them because they're always like running out of money. And I know with the pipe that burst in downtown Atlanta, they couldn't nobody could use their bathrooms for like 2 or 3 days. So I made sure to go down there and like buy popcorn and shit and buy a ticket and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see.
That's the most important question, Nick. Why did you break the guy's pipe?
All that Indian food, man. All that Indian food. That's what happened, Kendo.
That's fair. That's actually probably accurate.
All that Indian food. That's what did it. All those herbs and spices, baby.
All them herbs and spices.
That shit can cause damage.
Yeah, that shit did cause damage. So.
Did Jeff fucking die?
No,
he probably did.
That his air conditioner is acting up, so he's probably down in a bunch of water, and he's very dramatic. He's got to get water, he's got to drink, it's got to be nice and cold, with lemon in it, or if it's he's got his sparkling water, it's got to have the ice and the lemon, and then he's got to drink it.
Playing Louisville Tugger.
So he doesn't want to burp on air, so he'll be taking his time. And I'm in here, I'll take a piss and check on my mom, so he'd be side quests be distracting that motherfucker.
None of that is true. I was letting you go off on your damn tangents.
He's a walking, talking version of Fallout. Don't fucking try to pull that wool over my eyes, Hicks.
Yeah, yeah. He was letting us be nostalgic about old theaters and video stores and shit like that.
Yeah. Look, I like video stores and theaters too. Yeah. That's why I went to a movie this week and walked the fuck out of it. The Bike Riders. No, thank you. Tom Hardy.
I heard that wasn't very good. I wanted to watch it.
Don't.
Damn.
Watch it at home. Like, watch it when you and the family are, when the boys are knocked out and it's you and Hilda are on the couch and she's barely awake, then you turn it on. You'll love it then. When it's just you by yourself fucked up at 2 in the morning. You'd be like, man, that fucking Tom Hardy can act. How did he fuck up Bane so bad? Like, I know what you're going to say. Right?
Bane was fine. And I'm just mad that this movie had Bane in it and it wasn't very good. I like Nolan's Bane. I get what people don't like. I agree to an extent, but I like the Bronson's interpretation of Bane in that Batman.
Oh, I was watching, like, how you go on those stupid Facebook reels and you'll see movie clips. The clip for The Dark Knight Rises came on, and it was the part where Batman puts on his knee brace and Alfred gives him the speech, and I went, man, these movies are really fucking dramatic. I forgot how dramatic Alfred's speeches were, like, Master Wayne, the diamond the size of a tangerine. It's like every time I watch that scene in The Dark Knight proper, I laugh. I'm just like, this is a Batman movie. Why does Alfred have a speech about some shit he saw back in the day?
Because Michael Caine had it in contract that he gets X number of words.
You were poisoned by that small window of time where Tim Burton was really good. And I don't blame you
What
for one
look,
bit.
we'll
but
get to the
give
Batman
me-
89 segment in a little bit, but I'm 100%. Look, 89 is maybe the best Batman movie. Batman
I
Returns.
100% agree.
Not my favorite.
Listen. How many times have we ranked it? And it's just I love the Nolan Batman. I do. I truly do.
I know you do, buddy.
89 is just so fucking good.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
the way it's structured. It like now. I'm not saying it's this movie is the same, but Star Wars, Batman, and Spider-Man are all structured in a very like traditional heroes way, where you don't know if there's going to be a sequel. You get this big epic journey, and there is more open to the end. The characters could come back, but it's like, hey, if this is the one thing we ever make, you got the full experience. Batman 89, man, the way it is paced is perfect. The mystery of who he is, how everyone's trying to find out who he is. Like the audience, we all know Batman. So we're on this journey. We're kind of the head of the characters. And then from the Flugelheim through the end of the movie, it's just boom, 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 banger after banger, great scene. You got a great villain. I'd argue there's no fat on Batman 89. You need everything in that movie. There's nothing pointless. I think all of it's important.
Yeah, it is. A movie was meant to be a movie, and obviously, as with everything, our current that's why I love doing the show. It's a perfect time capsule. Our current atmosphere is not very good at understanding context. In the context of Batman 89, it was the end of the 80s, and Batman was a popular property, but it wasn't taken super serious. But comic book fans knew how serious it was, and the movie was coming out, and it was Tim Burton at the end of the 80s, and people got it. And then they cast Michael Keaton, and then they released it. It was Michael Keaton, and people were mad. And then the movie came out, and everybody was like, "Holy shit, he's awesome! He is our Batman!" And the context of 89, it was an exciting event as a movie. It's very fitting that we went and saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, but that was in the time. The 80s were the time, especially the 80s going into the 90s, where eventually they perfected it in the 90s. But that the 80s loved to make good movies. Like it just, they wanted Batman, and they understood the comic book aspect without thinking it's just for kids. And the formula fucking worked.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they let Tim Burton off the rails for Batman Returns, and then it was just like, why did we do this,
bro? I know
penguins with
I don't like that movie at
penguins
all.
with missiles
today.
What the fuck?
It's not a good one, man. Like seriously, I tried to watch Batman Returns this morning when I was working on something. I just muted it and went to something else. I just was like, I don't.
Yeah, it gets a bad rap. I get it's not great. But Batman Returns is pretty good. There are great elements, and it just, that's where we realize that Tim Burton is a 50%er. The dude's a flip of the coin. And, it kind of landed heads with Batman Returns. Keaton's still awesome. DeVito's awesome. Michelle Pfeiffer is awesome. There are great moments, but he forgot to make a good comic book movie, not a comic book movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
People in the chat say Returns is as good as the original. Well, hey, each his own.
Disagree.
I know about that.
I don't know. I'm not going to go into it. I got to think about it more. We'll talk about that another time, maybe around Christmas, because Batman Returns is close enough to be a Christmas movie to me. So we can put it on the holidays.
Oh, yeah. Cool. She falls into a Christmas tree.
Look, Batman Returns
Christmas can come out.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
It's true.
Oh, 100% it is. 100%.
I love people who say that it isn't, and it's just like, I get it. Just accept it. Just accept it into your
why
heart.
are you why are you against something good, something wholesome for for Christmas,
What my
I'm not saying you only have to watch it at Christmas. We're just saying that when Christmas time rolls around, you can definitely watch that shit.
Oh, 100%.
I don't get what their hesitation is or how they fail to see that it is a Christmas movie, because the theme of it is Christmas. It takes place at Christmas. The score has Christmas music in it. It's about the themes of Christmas and family. Everything is a holiday.
Ode to Joy.
Yes. Constantly.
What more do you want?
And it ends with, is it Andy Williams that it ends with Let It Snow? I mean, come on.
I think so, yeah.
It's a Christmas movie. Lethal Weapon, the same. I'm not gonna fight it. It's got Christmas, man. Do you think Lethal Weapon's a Christmas movie, Dion?
Is a pig's pussy pork?
There you go. Now, in a moment, folks, when he returns, we will play America's favorite game, Quiz Coach Kendo. We're going to be talking about a movie that just got censored, but we are not going to talk about it until Kendo gets here. But we did have a message coming from Shrubbles08 who says, I'll take a new Buffalo Jeff button and a horses for Dion. All right, so Kendo's back, but we're going to press those buttons for you guys right now. So here's a bonus one for you, Kendo.
Oh, well, pardon my French, but I'll be damned.
Walker told me I
I never got why that was funny, but
Okay,
I don't,
it made everybody laugh.
I don't know.
Dude, I like it more for Kendo's reaction than the actual button.
So the button's great, but I prefer the original where he's like, Walker told me I have AIDS, and then Jeff made the weird cut where he's just standing there smiling. Chuck Norris like, yeah, I told him he's got AIDS. He's gonna die.
I forgot. I think I lost that button. If I can find it, I'll put it back on. I'm not embarrassed by it. The only couple buttons we don't press anymore are the copyright ones because we don't want to get the episodes dinged, and we're growing the channel together. We got to all play the game, and that means not getting dinged. It's like, folks, playing the YouTube game is like a really weird game of like a with Snake or something. You just got to keep going and make all the right turns so you don't hit your own tail and blow up. So we're doing that now. Here is a button for you, Dion.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
me, your old pal Buffalo Jeff.
Yeah.
I need a drink.
Oh, really?
Hello, Dion.
There you go. Oh, Dion. Oh, Dion. Buffalo Jeff's coming for you one day, pal. While we wait for Dion, let's press this.
Hey, felt firm. Motherfucker, dick, pussy, snot, and shit. Good night.
You can't have no curse show. You gotta have some jokes in there.
Me off, all right, man. Jerk somebody else off. This is bullshit. I need $5,000, not $2,000 thing, man. Don't do this to me.
Look, don't be unreasonable. You're not dealing with Johnny Bananas. Come on, yeah.
Nah, I know I ain't dealing with Johnny Bananas, baby. Can I have my money? Look, can I say it slow for you? Look, I need $5,000. Read my lips. $5,000 is what I need.
Now, folks, we're about 3 weeks away from the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. Actually, 2 weeks away. So be on the lookout for that review. For me, I've watched Star Wars die. I've watched Indiana Jones die. I've literally watched James Bond die. Hey, could Axel Foley be next? Who knows? It's 2024. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
But
stay tuned for the next
I
episode
mean,
of Dragon Balls.
Oh God, let's
lose Axel Foley.
Let's hope not. But with modern sequels and things like that, I don't have a lot of faith. But we'll see.
I want to believe, just like Skulder and Mully. I want to believe. The truth is out there, Nick. I want to find it.
Yeah. Well, and even that show ended on like a nice what if open-ended moment, and then they fucked that up too by bringing back 2 seasons of it. So.
Once Robert Patrick replaced David Duchovny, I was out.
Oh, I agree. I mean, nothing against Robert Patrick. I fucking love that guy. But if you don't have Mulder, the original Mulder and Scully in there, it's weird. It just doesn't flow. And also, who were the hackers? What was the name of those guys? I fucking forget.
Oh, the Lone Gunman.
The Lone Gunman. Thanks you. Their spinoff show was great.
9/11 episode.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one? It predicted 9/11, like a plane was coming. I'm like, what?
I didn't. I need to buy that box set of the Lone Gunman because it was a legitimately good spinoff. It really was.
Yeah, Mulder and Scully. I know, folks. I'm fucking with you guys. They were cool. Like the first few seasons of that show are legit. There's one I gotta watch. It's the episode that starts with "Hey man, nice shot," and it's got Jack Black in it. I want to watch that one again because I was looking at some meme like, "There's not anything more '90s than this photo," and I went, "I can hear this song as I look at this picture." Every time I hear "Hey man, nice shot," I think of Jim Carrey and the Cable Guy playing basketball, trying to fucking dive or dunk.
I think it's something totally different.
Yeah, I ain't playing that one on the show.
Well, no, there's Jack Black where he did that. He was in The Jackal with Bruce Willis as well.
He got his arm shot off by the railgun.
Yeah,
that's fucking gnarly.
That ridiculous gun he had built, and then Jack Black tried to blackmail him. He's like, "Listen, man, I could sell these plans, and get you in trouble. How about you pay me more?" And he's like, "All right, let's go test his gun. Go stand out in the field."
Boom! What an idiot.
Yeah, that was a. Oh god, it's a little slow, but it's still good. It's still good.
A lot of those ones that have the slow burn usually have a payoff that's worth it. Like at least they did back then. Mm-hmm. And I know this isn't an old film by comparison, but some people say Hot Fuzz is a slow burn movie. If it is, it has the greatest payoff, though. My God, does that payoff?
I mean, it's full of like references, but they're all like comparable and they're good. They're not just like member berries. It's just like they're making good references throughout the whole thing. And it's a very well paced movie. Like I'm not mad at it. It doesn't feel like you're watching it for that as long as you are. It's great.
I think it's better than Shaun of the Dead in every metric. Shaun of the Dead's a great film, but just because Hot Fuzz is better in every way doesn't mean Shaun of the Dead's bad. Man, Hot Fuzz is just great. Too bad the last one sucked.
Yeah, and I think they want to do a fourth Cornetto movie, and I'm just like, just let it go. It's fine. You did your three.
There's only 3 flavors of a Cornetto, unless they came out with a 4th flavor.
It's pistachio.
If I was the ice cream company, I would make a new flavor just to get them to make a movie, and then after they do that, I would then make another one to force them to make another movie just to fuck with them.
Well, I mean, let's hope if they did that, the 4th one would actually be good, and it would redeem them from the last one they did. So, yeah.
You know what you do is you just make a Hot Fuzz 2. That would work.
100%. 100%.
You can do more with Nicholas and Danny. Man, I'd love to see them.
Oh yeah.
Then what you do is in the sequel, you have them team up with the bad boys, Marcus and Mike Lowry. Tell me that's not a great crossover. And
dude, yeah.
And then Keanu Reeves show up at the end. And have all 5 of them go on a fucking mission to fight like Charles Dance and like every bad guy from Miami Vice. Tell me that would Al Pacino's the villain. We get him to come back as just a bad guy.
God. Yeah.
Well, there is more than 3 flavors of Cornetto. There's like 20. So there you go.
Shit. That's one for every Simon Pegg movie that exists. Fair enough. So Kendo.
Yeah.
What was that show, Mrs. Brown's Boys or whatever, that had all that controversy back in the day?
Maybe. I know Mrs. Brown Boys existed and there may have been controversy with it. What was the controversy?
I was asking you because I was trying to keep it on point while the guys walked away for a second and we didn't have a
hang on. Let me take a look. Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Folks, while you're watching at home, see if you can figure out what's on Dion's television.
Apparently there was a tax dodging scandal.
That's wrestling. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's exactly
I feel like there's some different type of scandal. Oh, it's been accused of perpetuating harmful stereotypes, especially around the alphabet people.
Okay. That's why you can't watch it anymore, folks. You know what? There's going to be some crazy shit that's going to have disclaimers in the future. Now, Kendo, we talk about war movies quite a bit, and it looks like one of your favorites, or at least one of the all-time classics, has faced some censorship issues in one of the silliest ways. Now, folks, this is the classic film we're talking about. Sorry to keep you waiting. But Full Metal Jacket artwork had been altered on Prime, but it was changed after a backlash started by Matthew Modine. So Matthew Modine on Twitter said, "Who to remove Born to Kill. Not only did it alter an iconic piece of art by Philip Castle, but they completely misunderstood the point of it being there. Private Joker wears the helmet with Born to Kill, and the peace sign button is a statement of both duality and peace, or duality and man. Now, a lot of people really were bothered by this, and so Warner Brothers listened, and they went back and changed it. Let's show the image right here, folks. Now, Warner Brothers has also gone as far as to request that on the details page, it goes back and adds the original everything as well. How stupid do you think it was to change this? Like, what's a reason that could be justified?
Very stupid. I don't know what their logic behind it was. Like, if they were like, oh, well, we can't have that on there because that's like cruel messaging or something like that. It's like, you're making a fucking war movie, okay? There's a war movie. It's a war movie. There's a lot of bad stuff that happens to it. But as Matthew Modine explains, the fact that it's written on his helmet is there's a reason for it, because he has Born to Kill on the side of his helmet along with a peace symbol. And there's even a scene in the movie where he, as a combat correspondent, runs into a colonel or something, and the guy is like kind of dressing him down about the fact that he's wearing that on his helmet and asks him if it's some kind of cruel joke. And he's like, no, it's about the duality of man. And it's, the whole, I forgot what he said this, but yeah, I know you'll watch the movie eventually. But it's, like he wants peace. We all want peace, but at the same time, we have to kill in order to get that peace. So, it's just a statement that it was a political statement that was sort of being made, but it's a philosophical statement that was sort of being made about a war that we had no reason to ever even set foot into and get involved in, but we did anyway. Thanks, LBJ. Fucking dork.
One of your favorite presidents.
To me, these are just another exercise in futility. Every time they alter something like this to avoid being offensive, I don't think anybody that watches Full Metal Jacket is going to be offended by the poster and not be bothered by the content of the movie. They're going to find something offensive from Arlie Ermy or the shit they say when they're over.
Arlie Ermy says a lot of offensive shit in the beginning of that movie. The first 45 minutes is nothing but Arlie Ermy saying offensive shit. He dubs one of the Black Marines Private Snowball, okay? And asks him if he likes that name, and then proceeds to make a joke about chicken and watermelon. So there you go. The people would lose their minds about that one if they watched that movie.
What's I had to step away for a second. What happened? What's going on with Full Metal Jacket now?
They got caught censoring the poster on Amazon on streaming. They're like, they took off Born to Kill because they were worried about it being offensive.
This is the same shit as with Back to the Future and Netflix. Like, oh, we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened to it. It just got cut that way. It's like bullshit. You were testing something out and you got caught. You got caught with your pants down. That's what happened.
That's the thing. It's like they act like these people that watch these movies, that are fans of these movies, aren't going to notice these things.
Yeah. And it's one of those things why we here on the channel advocate for physical copies. Yes, they're a pain to stack up and have and put away and take care of, but you own the copy of the movie, and that when they will never be able to alter that copy ever. So yeah.
But the entire pile storyline would invert people's underpants. So yeah, people are too sensitive for movies.
Yeah, like
I don't think it's the people. It's the they get a few complaints on the star review, and then they knee-jerk react. It's okay to ignore some of that. I don't think there is a large contingent of people who are actually offended by this. I think that's
the problem, though, because it's like you say, ignore them.
The problem is there's some people that are offended by this. The problem is these are people that are in charge of making decisions at like Amazon and things like that say this is offensive, this could trigger people, we need to take it off the graphic. It's like, says who? You are not the authority on what offends people.
I agree.
I mean, listen, this is the same group of folks that freaked out when Jan Jackson's titty was on the screen. You know what I mean? Like that knee-jerk reaction that, oh my gosh, if they see something that insinuates violence, it's gonna prohibit them from purchasing something, right? They want people to rent the movie, they want people to buy the movie, and I mean that's what it is. They're not worried about triggering people. Again, that's the wrong avenue to look at. They think that this is going to affect you paying for it.
Okay, so what if it's the people who work for Amazon who are doing this? People who are working, like the younger people who are working at these like places who see these old movies and it's like, oh, it'd be better if we did this. We cut this part out. If we took this thing off the poster.
The young people thing. What young person is freaking out about that? What young person is freaking out about that?
I don't know. Maybe
the young
like that's an internet thing. It's these young, sensitive motherfuckers. Kids are fucking running each other over in cars. And if it's people from then you get the tired adage of, oh my god, it's some art student. Like, what fucking art student is working for fucking Amazon? You know what I mean? They
most of because Amazon ain't coming up. Look at these jobs are not inhabited by well-educated people. They are inhabited by people who are cheap to hire that can do the work at a bare minimum. So let's not act like the people at Amazon.
And cheap to hire. They're worried about who's going to pay for it. They are not worried about people getting triggered by shit. The people who are editing Full Metal Jacket are worried about that. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
No, you're missing the point. All I was saying is it's stupid that you would ever change this to even worry about being offensive.
Right.
The point of this is you don't change anything. There's no world where you change it. There's no way that this is acceptable. There's no hemming and hawing about it. This is fucking stupid and pointless. And it's Matthew Modine of all people that had to say, what are you doing? And then they all went right back and like, yeah, what are we doing? That's why you can't let some of this stupid shit slide, because it's like it doesn't stop. It's before you know it, you're like, wait, that used to be that way, that was that way. Like, people should always speak up about this crap because there's no purpose. If this was, it can't be beneficial. If there's a way to make the world better somehow, like I'm sure people want that, but I guarantee you it's not by changing an old movie. Oh man, Gone with the Wind has a black lady as a whatever. Guess what? It was 1939. She won an Oscar. Suck a dick. Like, it doesn't matter, folks. Like,
I think that's two separate groups, though. I think it's like corporate America freaking out is Full Metal
It's not as much corporate America. We have some with the Disney
definitely
shit
corporate America
today.
They're changing on Amazon.
We're talking. Look, at entertainment businesses aren't run like businesses, and we have people that work in Hollywood that we know that are our friends that tell us that directly, that aren't secret insiders. They're just like, hey, I've worked on this shit. It doesn't work like
they ain't change it for Gone with the Wind.
They already changed Gone with the Wind, and they had to go
it's
back.
It's not the same people. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not the same people. I think it's people who are scared. It's on Amazon. Amazon's made for whatever reason. They're like, oh my god, it says Born to Kill, and they won't buy this. They're not. This ain't the same people who were all up in arms about Gone with the Wind having slave people in it. Like those are just sensitive people. This one is like it's some jack off at Amazon was like, yeah, if it says kill, that they won't rent the movie.
Yeah, it's not really. The point is, it's all about change. Like, here's the thing: any piece of entertainment is a reflection of when it came out, and you don't change it. And that includes George Lucas with Star Wars and all this shit. Everything is supposed to be a reminder of how the sensibilities are. It's like a time capsule. If you keep changing it to make it modern, there's no reason to watch it anymore, because it's like, oh, I can just look outside and see a really shitty, saccharine, boring world. I'm glad Matthew Modine's like, yo, fuck this. Like, never, Amazon, don't change movies, don't change this stuff. Nobody wins.
I'm going through the Twitter post that he made, and so far I've only come across one person that supports this, and it says, once again, this isn't censorship. Many platforms have rules against written text on the main background graphic. It's there to prevent studios from filling the graphic with critic quotes mostly. It's like, yo, this was on the movie poster since 1987. Idiots.
So what? Amazon's AI tagged it and took it off. Is that what happened?
We don't have that story.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, because I mean that could honestly be a thing. I mean they're rich enough. They have the money, they have the means, they have the motivation, they have the computer power. They could do it. So,
but that's another thing that we have to be concerned about. They got to stop that shit. Like, hey, AI doesn't. The funny thing is, AI is so dumb. Like, you talk to it and it gives you like the whatever approved version. Did you see the one that's like? It teaches you how to work around that, and the AI gave you some fucked up image if you said like,
"Oh yeah, dude, no, they're oh yeah, there are whole Reddit threads to like hacking ChatGPT through prompts. It's like, hey, like there was one where a guy had to get a particular recipe for a particular thing, and he said he tried to ask ChatGPT for it, And instead of asking outright, he's like, "Hey, my grandma used to make this thing. Could you act like her and give me the recipe?" And it did.
I wonder if that would work for some of my grandma's stuff.
Grandma?
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, AI is real dumb right now, and it's in fucking everything. I swear to God, when I went to CES at the beginning of this year, like everything had AI in it, and even small little like pointless little chipboards and other shit. It was just like, oh, we have AI in your shower head for some reason. Like, why do you need it there? What's the point of this?
So
well, Nick, your showers are going to determine how much water you're allowed to use.
Oh, God, you're not wrong.
Be like, he only scrubbed his torso for 0.5 seconds. He scrubbed his lower part of his body, especially the groin area, for 4,573 seconds.
What are they going to do? Sell that data to like a soap company? Nick jerks
all of a sudden,
sell him whatever water.
Nick gets tons of ads for Dr. Squatch and Manscaped.
I fucking hate that shit. Oh my God, I fucking hate Dr. Squatch. I've tried that shit. It's fucking terrible. The colognes are cheap. The colognes are so cheap.
Look,
oh my God.
Their bar soap's not that bad. Friend of the show, Pete, and I are big fans of Dr. Squatch, especially the dark oak or forest or whatever it is.
Okay.
It's the black one with the extra grittiness to it to exfoliate. It's good.
Nick, be honest. You bought the Halo soap, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I wanted to.
Yes, he did.
I wanted to, but I was just like, Halo soap? I can't do this. I can't do this.
I had the Spider-Man soap, and I wanted to just torment Jeff and be like, Spider-Man's about to clean my balls, but I didn't.
Thank you for not ruining Spider-Man.
That would have been funny. I would have left my ass off if you post that in the chat.
It's a very Latif way of looking at it.
Yeah. I got 3 of the Star Wars ones. I had the Obi-Wan one and the Darth Maul one. They scrubbed my taint.
Bro, I just franchised my name to soap. It's not like that. I mean, I just believe in you being clean.
Well, yeah, it's like it's
kind of scared of getting intimate anyway. So
I don't know. It's like seeing those as advertisements for the Rock shampoo. It's like, motherfucker, you've been bald for like 10 years. Calm down.
I know, right? What is that?
Yeah. Why are you selling shampoo? Okay, just stop.
You keep body wash. You're sweating all the fucking time.
I don't buy anything The Rock tries to sell me.
I have admittedly I did buy a shot of tequila when we were in Florida. And what else of The Rock's bullshit that I
How was it?
It was okay. It was okay. A lot of celebrity endorsed liquors aren't that good nowadays.
No,
it's pretty good.
No,
it's around the same area as Conor McGregor's.
Yeah,
I'll stand by Dan Aykroyd's vodka though. That's like a
Dan Aykroyd's vodka is some legit shit. Conor McGregor's whiskey, I bought that once and it was on Dion's birthday because I sent him a picture of it. It said, "In honor of your birthday, I'm drinking this."
In my defense, one of the people who I message the most, well, in general for sports shit, but for MMA shit, is Kendo. So we were laughing about the Conor McGregor thing. We've been laughing pretty much since the summer. So he was like, happy birthday, motherfucker. This dude's crazy. I think he just got arrested too or something.
Yeah.
You were like, Conor McGregor.
Because that one podcast I listened to, Crime in Sports, they did the Conor McGregor thing, and I sent it to you because I'm like, Dion was like this, and it was like Conor McGregor like legal problems, and Dion's response was, "Which one?" I'm like, I think this is a multi-parter.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, since we've been talking about soap, K-Bit in the chat says WCBS soap. We clean off the bullshit so you can be world class.
We should get our own soap.
We in here like Kong. Get clean.
2025. We're gonna rebrand the channel as the year we whore out. We're gonna have
the year we whore out
every week. Like
we
it's like
will sell and shill everything.
Well.
We'll get our own branded soaps. We'll do the.
Oh God! Will we have to wear? Will we have to wear jackets and put things on our screen that are like that? That takes up so much real estate, so we can sell ads on stuff.
Sure.
We'll just buy a bunch of these headphones and sell them as the official World Class Bullshitters headphones. We'll just put our sticker over the Skull Candy logo.
There you go.
There'll be like a nice metallic sticker though, so it actually is world class.
Like, peels off. These are just like this. These are just like the Crusher Evo 2s.
I mean, Never mind. We're not going to talk about WCBS branded urinal cakes. Let's check in with the audience right now. Yeah, real quick, because we're going to play Quiz Coach Kendo and a few other things. And TLJ Screwjob says, Dion Nick Kendo, genuinely, would Jeff be hired by Disney? According to a middle manager at Disney, if you don't look black enough, you won't be hired.
I don't think that's why Jeff wouldn't get on at Disney. I feel like the reason why Jeff wouldn't get on Disney is because Disney's already got him on his radar about all the shit he's been saying about them. And I think that would keep him from getting a job at Disney, not that he is black enough.
Listen. They have a dossier on all of us. Okay, they have our Discord.
No, not me. Not me. I've been very reasonable.
You're as responsible for Harrison Ford's kidnapping as everyone else, bro.
I happen to know the people involved.
You saw the body.
I'm in security.
You saw the body. You found it in the freezer.
You are an accessory after the fact, sir. I've watched the murder shows. I know how this goes.
Nope. There's visual evidence. A story was written with firsthand accounts, and I didn't show up until late, much later.
Look, if one of us goes down, all of us go down. So shut your mouth. Keep this secret alive forever. Take it to our grave. Say it.
Depending on the time, I ain't doing the crime. You know what I'm saying?
Depending on the time.
To our grave.
Harrison's always been cool with me. I don't blame him for episode 7.
Yeah, you blame him for that shit.
Nope. No, I'm a
we don't blame him for episode 7. We just tried to use him to recreate episode 7.
That's true. That's very true.
Right.
That's Jeff's favorite character. He's the linchpin to making this all better.
You are my favorite character in Wokebusters too. I don't know why. It's just you're funny to parody. That's not really a parody of you. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, folks, I watched that video. I was over on the Pro Show earlier. It was an awesome invite to have. I was not surprised by the video itself. I'm going to go ahead and watch all of it, and then I'm going to do a response because the guys in the video, it's kind of stupid that you would even have that kind of directive, but that's a topic for another time. But yeah, folks, I am working on that. Yeah.
I honestly believe, like, with the way that the Oscars change their stuff and the way Hollywood is, they want to still appear to be, even though they've been racist for over 100 years, they still want to be, be like, oh, we're cool. It's like, no, you're fucking not. I'm sorry, but you're not.
We were all like, and I know I say this all the time. A lot of people do. We were all cool with like everything in the 90s. It wasn't a big deal if you're like, oh, well, Will Smith's the king of the box office. Nobody went and said he's the black king of the box office. He was just the king of the box office. I was like, okay. Or, oh man, so-and-so's got the #1 song in the world. She's the biggest singer on the planet. They don't quantify with black or whatever. Everything gets broken down. It's like everything gets broken down with a tag like for social media. So you can index it and get views and get people to talk about it in their feeds and all this other bullshit. I don't know. It just feels stupid. We've gone backwards in the dumbest ways possible, but at least we're cool with it. We got each other.
We're in the advertiser-friendly page of our species, man.
Well, that's why we're independent, folks. That's why we're independent, folks. Back at Wokebusters and stuff like that helps us continue to grow. Like Andy said earlier, we're going to 200K together. This is a group thing. So thank you guys. Let's take it to the top. It's the only place we want to be. Xavier to God, thank you very much. He says, Push Barry Fire, Goldberg, Scott Steiner, and Hollywood Hogan, brother.
Well, fire Goldberg.
Yes.
This one's hard because Steiner's great, but Hollywood Hogan was pretty good for a while too. After he turned heel, that was pretty great. So, but because I love Scott Steiner more, we're gonna push Scott Steiner, bury Hollywood Hogan, and fire Goldberg.
Bingo.
Same.
Quick aside before we quiz Coach Kendo, have you guys checked out that WCW show on Vice?
I saw the first.
I have not yet. I've been watching it pretty much in clips.
It's on YouTube right now before it gets taken down on all 3 episodes. So
Oh, what destroyed WCW? That one?
Yeah. Who killed WCW?
Okay, yeah. I keep getting ads for that because I know you fucks. That's why.
No,
it's
we love you too, buddy.
Happy Halloween, Nick.
It's a good wrestling documentary, but at the same time, they're beating to death a topic that's been discussed way too many times. Like it's like the Montreal Screwjob. Like everybody wants to tell that story. Now everyone wants to tell the story about how WCW went down. It's like, do we really? Is this where we're going to be at in another 20 years? We're still litigating these same things over and over again. My only thing is like, why the hell's The Rock on there? He never fucking worked for WCW.
I was just about to say that. As much as I like The Rock, I'm like, why are you on this, man? Like, they showed his debut at the Survivor Series, and as they're talking about wrestling beating the WCW, they keep showing The Rock, and I go, well, yeah, this is cool to see The Rock, but not here. Like, if I'm the one that's calling this out, you fucked up a little too much. Like, normally I'm like, cool, The Rock.
Well, I think there's something in acknowledging who they lost to. Don't get me wrong. You know, WCW
you gotta watch it.
No, that's not what's happening.
It would be like they're talking about Goldberg, and then The Rock just chimes in. You're like, why the fuck are you talking about shit that you weren't there for? It's not like he's talking about the Monday Night Wars. He's literally talking about the stuff that he wasn't there for, but then like, you know, Goldberg is. It's like, why are you commenting on Goldberg getting kicked in his head, Rock?
So that's how you know, Vice structures their documentaries a lot like how MTV and VH1 did, where they talk to people in the industry who weren't necessarily there. So again, it's Vice. So I you know, again, I can understand, you know, Vice wants to go and get a popular someone in that industry, even if they weren't there.
Dude, The Rock's producing the show himself. This is his show.
He's a hot ticket right now, so I get it. And then still on that same side, you know, obviously
I don't need
in the building,
dude.
But they were running up against Prime Attitude.
It'd be like if Stone Cold Steve Austin was on there right now on that show, telling me about what happened at WCW. It's like, yo, you weren't working for the company at the time. Rock never worked for WCW, so like
they were watching it though.
That's all he talks about. He goes, I would leave the arena early to go home and watch Nitro. Like, The Rock says this in episode 2. I'm like, okay, Rock.
I think that's an interesting. It's an interesting thing to have people on the other side of the battle lines. You know what they were doing. Obviously, he wasn't there for it, but I would love to see what Rock thought of at the time of the finger poke Kadoom. Like, if you're on the side that's winning, what you know, the UFC, whenever they start doing their documentaries on Fight Pass, they would talk to dudes in Pride. Obviously, you know, the UFC bought Pride, but Pride was a major competitor. And I think a lot of wrestling fans are in that same boat where, you know, the fringe culture rivalries were a big fucking deal, not just for us, but for people who are out. You know, if you're a business person, you know, watching WCW implode is an interesting topic, and getting someone like The Rock, you know, who was on the winning side, what he thought at the time, he's a popular name. I understand Vice doing it. The UFC did the same thing.
Well,
with
like this.
Pride
The
owners,
Rock,
because
The
Pride
Rock
was their competitor, and they got fucking infiltrated by the Yakuza.
But look, that I don't even know what that means. The point is, The Rock sticks out like a sore thumb, and that's fine. But they got every WCW executive ever on this show. Like, all the Turner guys show up. It's really interesting, and I'm just like, man, I don't want your perspective
Because
it's
it's
like
internet too much. That's the problem.
What?
Y'all be hanging on the internet too much.
No, I haven't watched a single.
Why would you not want to hear what The Rock from the winning side want to say about WCW?
It's not a show about the winning side. They don't talk about the Monday Night War. This isn't. You're not. Here's the thing. You didn't watch the show, so you don't have the context. It's literally about the struggle.
I'm gonna watch it. When I
of,
say that shit, I'm gonna tell you the same thing.
And I'm gonna tell you you're wrong too. You gotta watch the show because it's literally about the Turner people. It's not about the other wrestlers from the other side. It's literally the Turner people and the people that work at the company, and one guy who's not part of any of it. It's like, you're part of this story over here. Like, we'll leave it at that for now, because literally we are spinning our wheels and people stop.
Dion, it would be like if you were asked to be in a documentary talking about Michigan football, like something along those lines. Like, why would they invite you there? You're on the other side of the fence. Like,
Big Ten documentaries do that all the time. They'll talk to the opposing coach.
All right,
but you're not the opposing coach. Guy.
Bitch, you brought me up. I know I'm not the fucking coach.
I was trying to offer some context and it didn't work. Never mind.
And like, look, we lost people. We got 316 watching. Stone Cold Steve Austin would have been the guy to talk to a little more.
Listen. Dion's still young. He can still play ball if he wants to. Okay.
Right.
Hey, hold on a second.
All 4 years of his eligibility.
those episodes are almost 25 years old. How long until we stop understanding the words in there, Kendo? Like, when does the English language stop making sense?
Oh, dear God.
Let's see, what is it? 2024. I would say maybe in about 5.5 years. Once we hit 2030, the words are going to change way too much.
Let's play Quiz Coach, Kendo. You ready, Kendo?
Yes, let's go.
All right. 17 facts about the Cold War. You ready? We haven't done this, right?
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Here we go. In 1946, Winston Churchill popularized what term to describe the Soviet relations with Western powers?
The Iron Curtain.
Correct. Next. Frequently cited as the counterpart to the CIA, what was the name of the Soviet intelligence agency?
Same thing I refer to the HEB stores in Texas, the KGB.
An early move by the U.S. during the Cold War, the Marshall Plan, had what goal? To bring economic stability to the post-war Europe, to flush the communists out of the U.S.
Economic stability to post-war Europe to try to keep them from becoming commies.
That's correct. Which theory stated one country's fall into communism would precipitate
domino theory?
Next, in a famous 1950s film strip shown in a classroom across the United States of America, Bert the Turtle offered kids what advice about surviving an atomic blast?
Duck and cover.
Do you think that advice is sound? We'll talk about it in a minute.
We still practiced that in the 80s.
Often cited as their first regime change, the CIA deposed the prime minister of what country in 1953 after he nationalized their oil industry?
Iran.
Nicaragua?
Iran.
Oh, Iran. There you go. In a failed attempt to overthrow communist leader Fidel Castro, U.S.-funded Cuban exiles used which site to start their invasion?
The Bay of Pigs.
A direct hotline from the White House to the Kremlin was established as a result of which of these events?
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
The Cuban Missile Crisis. There you go. Devised in 1959, the DEFCON system has 5 stages of military readiness. Which DEFCON rating is used when a nuclear attack is imminent and or already on the way?
So this is one of my pet peeves and things like that when people get this shit way wrong. They're like, we got to go to DEFCON 5. It's actually DEFCON 1 is the bad one.
Yes. American Francis Guy Powers gained notoriety during the Cold War because he was captured while taking aerial photos of the USSR.
Yep, he got shot down. So, yeah, taking pictures of the Soviet Union.
Premier Nikita Khrushchev interrupted the United Nations meeting with which disruptive activity? Is it banging a shoe
on a desk?
Correct. True or false? The first woman in space was from the Soviet Union.
True.
Correct. During one of the most famous Cold War speeches, who famously said the German phrase, Ich bin ein Berliner?
That would be President John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, he said, I'm a donut, essentially.
Yeah, I'm a jelly donut.
They tossed that in German class right away. Although fully never leaving the organization, in 1966, what country withdrew its military from NATO and expelled NATO headquarters from its borders?
France, or Frankreich.
Correct. Often seen as the Soviet version of the United States Vietnam quagmire, the USSR 10-year-long invasion of what country began in 1979?
Dedicated to the brave freedom fighters of Afghanistan, Rambo 3.
Thanks, Sylvester. Promising to defend against Soviet missiles using technology that had yet to be developed, Ronald Reagan's 1983 Strategic Defense Initiative is often called by what nickname?
Well, that would be Star Wars.
That would be correct. A Soviet policy instituted in the late 1980s, GLaNOST, means what in English?
Openness.
Openness? Bingo. And Kendo got another 100%. So, folks, if you play at home, you know if you try to quiz Coach Kendo, you won't win. Or you can't win. If you had a chance, but you don't have a chance, well, you could run lickety-split, but you can't. Well, I don't know what everybody looks like. I'm not here to talk
One day we need to take that hungry caterpillar test.
Yeah, we will. Eric Carley.
Oh, God. Do you know that the CIA used what was it? Some artists in the 60s and 70s to discourage Russia because their art was so like brutalist, and they used
How artistic were they?
I think it was no. Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol's the one they used. They used all of his art to like show everybody like, oh, this is what art is, and they're trying to like affect pop culture in the 60s and 70s with all this stuff because he was a no name, and they were just like, all right, we're going to use your stuff to make it seem like it's art, it's actual art.
One of my favorite things. One of my favorite stories about that is when the Soviet Union put out a documentary in like the 80s or something like that, showing poor people in America to like say, this is what the poor people in a freedom capitalist society look like. And like all the Soviet people were like, these people are poor. They have TVs and cars and food. We're poor. We don't have any of those things. It's like, yeah, way to go. Fucking idiots. They Streisand affected themselves.
Actually, the book I read a while back about Charles Manson's, there was a thing in there about the CIA partnering with the FBI to break down the Black Panthers from the inside out. So that's fun.
Yeah, it's all right. It worked out. We got a couple movies out of it.
Yeah, Wakanda forever.
God, it was, but like it was even before
Wakanda forever. I went black.
Were you doing this? Were you doing this? Were you doing this?
We're doing flat Earth, yeah.
We're a dome.
There's an ice wall, Dion, and when you fall off the ice wall, you get warped back around to the other side of the ice wall. That's how we That's how we're going to Japan, folks. Next year, we're going to go out to the ice wall, and we're going to dive in and then get warped back to Japan. It's going to be a lot cheaper than flying. All they're going to do is fly through the wormhole, right? On the flight.
Listen, I hope I would really love to hear about a bunch of idiots who thought that was real, spent thousands of maybe $10,000 to buy a boat to go to the ice wall and jump off, and they just self-deleted.
You want to make that comic book?
Yeah, because that's something that I think would be hilarious. Because like, I understand conspiracy theories and things like that, and people who really believe in stuff, but those people are morons. I'm sorry. Like, even in the documentary we watched drunkenly at in Ohio when we were there for a Horror Hound, we couldn't stop laughing because they kept proving themselves wrong. Like, even at the end, they did. I don't know. It's just hilarious.
I only heard half of that.
And then Kyrie Irving is a flat earther apparently, and that just can't stop being funny to me. And just say they're everywhere, and like every once in a while you run into one, they be like, "Yeah, man, like NASA says run a globe," and you be like, "What?" Yes.
Give me a promise, Dion.
Yes, sir.
If D2 ever says the Earth is flat, you give him a flat ass whooping.
100%. 100%. We value the scientific method in this household, sir. Like, there's no fall into that.
I don't get it.
I don't know. It seems like D2 playing with the scientific method a lot too. He's trying to like test your patience and see how far he can get.
His ass don't go on to be a scientist or an athlete because he's already got. He owes me a Switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how famous you get, whatever handheld device is out there, you owe us that.
He's gonna get your new Republica Gaming.
I'll just jump in the bathtub with it. Like, what are you doing?
But isn't that the perfect place to play Mario while you're soaking in the tub?
My God.
Like, come on, Mario, jump!
If you're 9, apparently. I love baths. I love Mario. I could just sit in it and do it. This thing is
like remember back in the day, it was people's dreams to have a bathroom with a TV in it so you could play video games and not have to leave the toilet. Like, that was like a joke. But now with your Switch or anything, you literally can just like, oh man, I don't want to stop gaming. Just keep on rolling. Like, I guess you got to go. Like, I guess you got to be that serious with your gaming.
Welcome to the future. Our type of entertainment available at our fingertips at all times,
nonstop.
Oh God, no! It's funny. I keep seeing this meme where it's like in the 1980s. I can't wait for the future, 2024. Can we go back to the 80s?
Let's go back. Yeah. Let's go back to
yeah. I'm not opposed to that at all.
Take $10,000 back to the 90s. Let's invest it and like
buy Google.
That money really. Yeah.
No.
Let's just go back and invest in Google together. But then what we do is after we make a shitload of money, then hear me out. We take a portion of that money, we go back to the 90s and relive it as the richest motherfuckers on the planet. And we can just like We can we'll go through a Taco Bell with like, I don't know, $100 and just buy like 100 burritos and just take them. I'm like, fuck it, man. You can do this with this kind of money. Like,
well, even then, let's say you take $10,000 and go back to like 1990, 1991. It's gonna be worth like $1 million back then. It's just gonna be worth so much. You won't be able to use it in one day for sure. $10,000.
You could probably buy a brand new Mustang.
Probably.
Now hold on a second. Are you taking like? Never mind. That's like a whole net present value discussion. We'll avoid. Xavier to God, thank you very much. I found out some interesting facts that Kevin Nash was actually stabbed in the Punisher movie with a real knife. Macho Man couldn't turn his neck after Spider-Man, and Jackman fractured Dolph Ziggler's jaw. I knew the last one for sure, and I thought I had heard about the first one, but I didn't know that Macho Man got hurt making Spider-Man. Did you guys?
News to me.
Man, that was, dude was fucking old, still out and about.
Dion, I'm going to ask you as the resident, where do you rank Macho Man's rap album as an all-time classic?
Macho Man versus who?
Where do you rank Macho Man's rap album as an all-time classic?
Oh man, it's on the list. I mean, as an all-time classic, it's I mean, it's up there with the greats. It's just, listen, plus as his debut rap album, I mean, come on. Man,
come on, don't be scared.
I just remember being a teenager being like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. I gotta see what the Macho Man is saying. That was crazy.
My God.
I need more Macho Man merchandise. I only have a couple action figures, but oh well.
Yeah, dude, underrated. But that what's old is new thing is it's got to be circling around here for the Macho Man here pretty soon. Because
I was playing 2K24 and I had to fight him as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It was fun.
Nice.
The vinyl version of Be a Man is $120 on Amazon. The audio CD has come down in price. It is only $12.98, and we are about to buy it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it includes the free MP3 version of the album, which is great because my new car does not have a goddamn CD player in it.
Mine doesn't.
Ooh, free delivery by June 26th.
Well, I mean, and I think I don't know. I'm sure some cars still have like the auxiliary port in it as well too. So,
oh, dude, I gotta download books and shit for the road tomorrow.
And it has been purchased.
Yeah,
there you go.
I mean, you could always do the thing they did in Wayne's World where they duct tape the fucking CD player to the top of the car or to the dashboard and wired it in that way.
Or I can just get a CD thing for the computer and just rip all my stuff to MP3s onto my computer, and then I'll have them.
Don't you want the giant folder of CDs in your car? Don't you want that?
I still have that in my car. It got moved from my Jeep to my Toyota, but I don't have a fucking CD player. I just didn't want somebody to punch out the window of my Jeep to steal my CD binder. Not that anybody does that anymore, but in my 1999 brain, that is still a thing that can happen.
Listen, that 1999 brain has probably saved your ass because these new younger mofos is soft. So
tell me more about your 1999 brain, Dion.
Well, like Dion, like you said earlier, they're soft, but they're crazy. Like they have a very very high disregard for themselves in life.
100%. So you hold on to that 1999 brain, bro. I like you out and about.
Yeah, I've seen too many of these little kids. Yeah, no, I've seen too many of them do dumb shit and be like, "It's a prank, bro." It's like, listen,
yeah, dude,
that's the type of shit that's gonna get your ass beat.
Got shot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You pull a prank on me, you're gonna end up with less teeth. Okay, I'm just saying that.
Yeah. Dude, so too many of these fools grew up on Reddit and YouTube and Twitter and stuff, man, and they're showing it now because they're all semi-grown. Like the one kid got shot at the mall, and the other kid, you could tell his dad was clearly from 1999. Is that kid pulled out a strap?
Holy shit!
Yeah, wasn't there something on?
The judge dismissed it. They were like, "Yeah, he was defending himself. He didn't know what the hell this dude was doing." And
wasn't there something? It was like a few years ago where like some dude was doing like pranks by running around like trying to steal people's wallets and stuff, or running up to them and grabbing them and like this is robbery or whatever. And then they'd be like, what the? And he'd be like, I'm just kidding. It's for it's like that shit wouldn't fly with me. Like somebody comes up and grabs me and says, give me your wallet. If I don't see a gun in my face, he's gonna get fucking punched as hard as I can.
That literally. So in real life, the kid that was doing that went viral. It wasn't long after his first stuff went viral, because every couple of months that clip becomes popular again on stuff like fight porn on Reddit. And he did it because he would do that thing. He'd grab him and he'd be like, give me your money. And a random dude came up who was not little at all. And dude had the guy with the card. And he's about to get up or whatever, and this bystander comes by, grabs him, and racks him, and he gives him a "I am a grown," and he popped him where he busted his nose, and like part of his nose is still picking out. And he goes, "Oh, is it bad, bro?" Oh. And they stopped filming it there. So someone did that. Like our bystander was like, "Oh snap!" And like, "Hey, welcome to the real world." That shit ain't real.
I deserve it.
I hope I don't run into any of these fucking prank kids. It's like it's a prank if you have less teeth and you can't remember your phone number anymore.
Yeah, there's certain places
you don't think about that.
Yeah, there's certain places like one that I'll be going back to soon where concealed carry is totally a thing as long as you're a resident. Technically not a resident anymore.
The majority of people who do it, like, they were raised around the stuff. So, I'm a little optimistic, but people from rural America, Nick, they might realize it before it gets too serious. But, even if you're saying it's 75%, if you're some dumb kid on TikTok, you want to gamble on 25%, and every once in a while, you find someone, don't play a game, don't play no games. Reddit ain't real life.
No,
100%. Yeah, your Discord server in the lobby of fucking Fortnite are not real life. I'm sorry.
Let
him believe, Nick.
I mean,
yeah. Let him. What is it? Fuck around and find out.
Scare the rest of them.
100%. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Do it for our channel. We'll get a bunch of older people like, yeah, fuck those kids. I was like, whoa. That's not the message we're trying to portray here. But subscribe to the channel.
Exactly. We're not saying that. We're just saying they're a little soft around the edges.
Bro, we need to do a segment called 1999 Brain, where each week we talk about a real life thing and how would our 1999 brains handle that scenario? And so this week it's what would happen if one of these dumb kids pulled an internet prank on you? Well, my 1999 brain says whoop his ass. So, folks, join us next week. Tell us how your 1999 brain would handle some modern day bullshit.
That's true.
The 1999 brain says put my fist into his face as hard as possible. And once he goes down, stay on him until he gives up.
Right. Yeah. You can't hit disconnect when you piss the wrong person off.
Nope.
Who's having a bad day?
You can't.
My fucking car stopped working. This dude say he's gonna rob me. All right, well,
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. You can't leave lobby when things get rough.
You cannot leave lobby, man.
You can't leave lobby when this is happening. At full speed.
And even then, it's like, you can tell people who've never been punched in the face before.
There's a lot of those running around.
Listen. There's also
you can do something that hurts me.
Oh God! Did you see the video of the kids who messed with that guy at the gym and he slapped the shit out of that kid?
Yeah, dude.
Good.
Yeah, this guy's on his phone at the gym and these Yeah.
And the dude was talking smack, and he slapped him. He's like, "What are you gonna do?" And he slaps him, and like the dude. So then the dude starts fighting. He just grabs him and falls on him, and he goes, "I could kill you right now if I wanted to." And he's like, "Get off me!"
Like, there was this. There was this like 6'2", 6'3" guy at the gym. He had a blue hat on, and these kids just walk up to him. He's like, "Hey, man, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, whatever." And he's on his phone. It's like in the middle of a set or sending a message or whatever. And this kid walks up to him and takes his hat, and he's like. He's like, and he's very much being like very, very Aggressor's like, kid, give me the hat back. Give me the hat back. Once he gets within arm distance, he fucking slaps the shit out of him. And the kid's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. It's just a prank. And he's like, I don't see what's funny. And he gave the guy back his hat. And I'm just like, listen, if you kids want to fuck around and find out, there's going to be a lot of Darwin Awards going out this year or next year. I'm just saying.
So you ain't lying, dude. Like for real. It's listen. Don't get me wrong. I get it, but when like this is how that canceled TikTok shit got traction was because there are too many dumb pranks and stuff being done, and then the other side of it that's actually kind of funny is when they go wrong, that shit goes viral too. So people that
going
get
viral for the wrong reasons.
Goes viral for the wrong reasons, 100%, man.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
They think that they can take a punch in real life to go viral. Like, I could take a punch and go viral, but then, then they get punched. It's different. It's a lot different in real life.
Do you want to do a viral reel where we punch you in the face? Because I think we should do that at Lakeside Lockdown.
Yo, there were two little dudes in, I think, like the Bronx. I think it was OCTV was their thing. And they were doing stuff like that. And they did it a couple times, like right past the point where you were like, are these kids really going to keep doing this shit? And they did like 3 or 4 videos, and then eventually they stopped. But they were doing it in New York. And they was getting beat up. And it's like, can you get beat up repeatedly for views? And they were like, nope. I'm going to go back to school.
Well, it's okay. Even then, like they probably even couldn't handle a game of Bloody Knuckles. Remember that shit?
Seriously, we generation played Bloody Knuckles.
Yeah.
There were those of us that still had lawn darts.
Oh my God!
When did this from the Old Man Yell at Cloud podcast?
Right now, right fucking now.
My 1999 brain says, "Oh fuck this shit!
Get off my lawn! Get the fuck off my lawn!"
I still say, "Get off my."
You're gonna bruise the grass.
I just don't care.
Oh my God!
I just pick up the cigarettes in my area.
Guys, let's play a game of explain a film plot badly.
Yeah,
okay,
let's do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. So, folks. You know how to play along at home. I'm going to explain a film plot badly, and you're going to try to guess what the film is. So, this first one is very easy. 2 dudes in a time machine kidnap historical figures and totally, unintentionally save the future with their bodacious music.
Yeah, Bill and Ted's.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Back to the Future. Back to the Future.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That's probably it.
Oh, shit. Rambo
All right.
is one.
This one's easy, too. Let's see if you can get it quickly. A janitor needs a therapist to deal with his sad childhood and bad taste in women.
Good Will Hunting?
Yeah, I'll go with Good Will Hunting. Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's Good Will Hunting.
All right.
A man in a wig fights giant bugs, angry skeletons, and a bad guy with way too many arms to save a magic city from an evil sand monster.
Oh, that's Spider-Man
3.
3.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
Yep.
Final answer.
A man in a wig fights giant bugs, angry skeletons, and a bad guy with way too many arms.
Technically,
No. Jason and the Argonauts.
I mean, technically, the mask could be a wig.
Mars Attacks.
The answer is the Scorpion King.
The Scorpion. There's no one with multiple arms in that movie.
There's what?
There's no one with multiple arms.
The Rock has it whenever he changes over, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he only has.
Is he the man in the wig?
Yeah.
He has the 2 pieces.
Maybe is the Lord Ganesh make a cameo in that movie?
Yeah, didn't you see that edit of the film?
They're fighting with the other arms. He uses the big.
Because he's got a lot of arms.
Well, they must count the other legs on the scorpion body as like arms or whatever. That's probably what it is.
Those aren't arms; those are legs.
I agree, but the person who wrote this doesn't know bug anatomy. So
Get with the judges.
Multiple appendages.
They were set up. That was a bad description.
Well, let's see if you can figure this one out. Two friends with a knack for weirdness stumble through a drug-fueled apocalypse filled with exploding celebrities, monsters from another dimension, and a constant reminder that the title ain't lying.
Zombie Land.
This is the end.
What is Good Will Hunting?
The correct answer is John dies at the end.
Oh shit!
I put that on there for you, man.
That was one hell of a way to explain it badly, though. That really was.
Let's see.
Is there an apocalypse in that movie?
Well, no. In John dies at the end? No, there's there's like the apocalypse almost happens, but those two idiots like save the world. Like that's the constant thing of the book of the series is like they constantly save the world in weird ways from the apocalypse all the time and undisclosed, where they live.
Gotcha.
That's how it is.
Here's an easy one to close it out. A paralyzed guy gets a blue suit and falls in love with a giant while fighting space marines.
Avatar.
Yeah, Avatar. I was thinking maybe X-Men, but no, Avatar.
I actually found a couple here, and I found a really good one. Okay.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, everyone tries the ice bucket challenge.
Snow Dogs?
No.
The Thing?
Oh, Titanic.
Yep, Titanic. It's Titanic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are there any other good ones?
That's a good one. That's a really good one. I was like, oh shit.
Let's see. Oh god, this one's fucking hilarious. Let's see. No, don't. I don't want to pay for your bullshit. Let's see. Boy spends 7 years being the third wheel.
Harry Potter.
Yep.
Yeah.
He should.
Okay. Here's what I fucking love. Stockholm Syndrome works.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast.
Yep. Let's see. Oh god, I love this one. Drug addicted girl takes advantage of mentally challenged boy for 3 decades.
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Yep.
Jedi.
I love Jedi.
Early in the morning.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find ones that aren't obvious. Okay, a guy learns to love a girl without her Instagram filters.
Shallow Hal.
No.
Damn it.
Really? 500 Days of Summer.
No.
50 First Dates.
No.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Really?
No.
Weekend at Bernie's 2.
No.
Remake the Weekend at Bernie's with Samuel L. Jackson.
Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No, it's Shrek.
I can see it, I guess. It's one filter.
Yeah.
This one's fucking. You'll be able to know what this is, but just the description is just like, oh, it's hilarious. The one where Jennifer Aniston lost her man in front of the world.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just watched that shit again. I had to look up that whole saga. We looked it up on fucking TMZ. That whole saga. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, God.
What you do when you're married?
Oh God!
You do
the show is even though oh God, even the show on Prime is very like
boy, suburban guy. Oh sure, we looked up Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Shit, I did, and I had a good time. I got nostalgic.
Okay,
I
here's.
was originally gonna say that's what happens when you marry a white woman, but I didn't want to make it racist. I mean, come on.
I don't know. My brother married one 5 years ago, and he's been going to country concerts for the last 2-3 years. Okay, so I don't know.
Good for him. He's happy. He's truly happy.
He's very, very happy. She's wonderful. I love her to death. She's great.
You gotta do certain things, man. I listen to Journey every now and again. You know what I'm saying?
That's a Michigan thing, though, dude. Every frat party I went to in college ended with "Don't Stop Believing." It was weird.
Oh my God! I mean, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Okay, last one. Okay, last one.
You ain't wrong. Go ahead.
Okay, a family's first Airbnb experience goes very wrong.
Amityville Horror.
Yeah, I was gonna say Amityville Horror.
No.
What?
Shining.
Huh? What? Ken, what'd you say?
The Shining.
Yes.
Yep.
They
Yep,
bought the house in the Amityville Horror.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. That's the last one. They're like 100 on this page I found, but those are the ones
that good ones because we might be the one crew. Listen, I think just movie fans in general are just bad for that. You can probably take this shit like any like hardcore movie fan channel, and they'll be like, yeah, fucking, yeah, we spend a lot of time watching movies, y'all.
We do.
We spend a lot of time watching movies.
No, we do. Like and like these are, and some of these are hilarious. Like there's one for, I'll just say it because the wording they use is hilarious. Inception. It's the description is a series of naps.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good description. Like I would get regular people, but it's like,
now you know.
We were 21 when that shit was popular.
Yeah.
I could buy alcohol in it.
We should do one of these nights. We should get together. Kendo knows what's up. We should do one of these weird impromptu streams and see what happens. Like yesterday, Kendo. See if we do it with shit like this.
I can do that.
Completely off the cuff.
Oh God,
there's WCBS, WCBS.
God, there's so many good ones. So many good ones on this page. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm just gonna stop.
You know what's gonna happen, Nick? Is you and I are gonna have a couple drinks this weekend.
Bookmark that page so we can get that on a stream or something.
You know what? Hold on. Let me just send it to you guys. It'll be a lot easier that way.
Yeah, so we'll save it in there because that's a great.
We'll
idea.
call these guys on the phone tomorrow and be like, "Hey guys, we're playing this." Yes, Kendo. What do you think? Hey, Kendo.
we just
got
fucked
a
around
fucking car that goes to Germany.
Well, Jeff, I've been looking at cool bars here to go to in Chattanooga. There's one that's like very 70s that's like really cool. I'm probably gonna check out Saturday. So
if it is as good as the Tiki Bar in Florida last year, I'll be happy.
Ooh, I might just look for tiki bars in nearby and see what I can find.
I'll bring a Hawaiian shirt.
There we go.
My swim trunks are kind of Hawaiian themed. Whatever.
Listen. Just go to what does that say? Retro Rifle, and they have a bunch of like wild shirts there.
Do I really want to be that guy though? I got the weird jackets.
I feel like I feel like the Hawaiian or Miami shirt is only good for like golfing and then like Labor Day weekend activities. That's about it.
Well, 4th of July.
I'd argue 4th of July too because you're still being
okay. Oh yeah, 4th of July as well. 4th of July as well. Yeah. But if you're actually a dad, you can wear it a little bit longer because you're given that leeway.
You can get away with it in May and early June.
Yeah. If you're a single guy, you can't do that shit.
When are we going to do fashion tips with Dion Green?
We should do that shit, man. I got the daddest fit.
We'll turn him in shorts.
I will die on that hit.
Seriously,
I forgot about the fucking the outfit you wore when we were at fucking Horror Hound. You were looking like fucking Shaft.
Dude, that's how I drew you in Wokebusters. I gave you the fucking turtleneck and all that shit.
You had the turtleneck and the leather shoes and everything.
I don't do turtlenecks, but if I found a really nice turtleneck, a certain color, I would 100% rock that shit.
I know you. That's why I drew it away.
You're ahead of your time in terms of I still haven't worn one since I was fucking 12. But
Kendo, I'm sorry. I put you in the Wokebusters uniform and gave you a tie.
Short sleeve button ups. That's my thing right now.
Oh, my thing right now are the baseball T-shirts. I found a place that has them in my size in like every color combination, and they're real cheap.
Send me a link because I remember I did our bullshit club baseball T-shirts. Remember when we did those?
Okay, yeah. Because this one, because the one I found will send you like one of each for like $10 a piece. You can buy them in bulk. We can buy them as singles as well. So I bought like 10 of them in different colors. I was like, this is what I'm wearing now.
I just don't want to be melting right now, so I'm just wearing T-shirts so I don't die.
Graphic tees are my and cargo shorts.
Okay. What year is
cargo shorts?
I still wear cargo shorts all the time.
Once again, you guys can get away with the cargo shorts. Your dads. It's like
Listen,
it's in the bylaws.
Dude,
it's fine.
Before I had the kid, I was wearing cargo shorts. Cargo shorts are great. What's wrong
That's
now?
because you agree with me. That's because you agree. We have the same fit. All I'm saying is, what did Will Smith say in '97? I make this shit look good.
Fair enough. Yeah, I haven't worn cargo shorts in the last few years, so I just
But now they make
cargo
the
shorts with
cargo pockets are really small now, so you can get cargo shorts and they're really small and it still looks kind of cool. But also, it's cool in the way that, like, shit, if the fire alarm goes off, a lot of people are going to ask you where do they go because you got cargo.
Hey Dion, do me a favor. Don't buy me cargo shorts or cargo pants for Christmas.
I would never buy you cargo shorts. I'd always buy you like nice, like casual, but also if we go to like a boat party, we have regular pockets, but our material is nice.
That's my rule of thumb for the summer. That's my rule of thumb because like you might get invited on a boat, so you got to look the part.
Wait, you might get invited on a boat. What are you, a 20-year-old on Instagram? Calm down, okay, calm down.
I've been invited
to show a little backbone. Oh, look at this arch in my back. I've been working out. You know what I'm saying? So I got a YouTube channel almost at 200,000. Look at my back real quick though.
Yeah, I'm flexing.
Hey baby, listen, what's your dad do again? Oh, he does. Listen, let's go talk to him for a little bit. Just
oh god,
back. I got a business proposition for you. It involves us both getting. Yeah, so let's go.
It involves a white room and a black leather couch. Is what it involves.
Maybe you don't tell him until until right before. You know what I mean?
But before you enter this room, you gotta sign an NDA first.
Yeah, right. You gotta hit him with that 90 shit. Like, listen,
you need to sign a release.
I got 200,000 subscribers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at my back.
This has been Fashion Corner with Dion Green. Originally, we were going to have a segment.
Right.
We were originally going to have a segment called "From the Desk of the White Girl News" because I wanted to hear Dion recap how Justin Timberlake got a DUI. Isn't that heartbreaking for millions of girls? He went to jail.
Yo, he was driving in the Hamptons, and he ran a stop sign like a stoplight, and that dude had everything in his system. I don't know how. They released his blood and stuff results that fast, which is kind of concerning, you know what I'm saying? But like apparently, according to the current sources, local sources, that dude had everything in his system, and he was looking at the camera like, "Hey, I'm gonna bond out tomorrow morning."
Yeah, apparently the cop who pulled him over also was really young and didn't know who the hell he was. That was like double embarrassing. He's like, "Oh fuck."
That dude's 41 now.
Yeah, and he's been in some trouble, man. He's had the memoir of Brittany came out and people he found out people found out he was more of an asshole than they thought. Apparently, he had some allegations of an illegitimate daughter. I won't go into that because it gets pretty spicy. He's been caught a couple of times, not being faithful as well. So.
To Jessica Biel.
To Jessica Biel.
There are just some levels where you just put up with shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, but like, it's Jessica Biel, dude. Did you ever see her on the cover of Gear? I remember that shit to this day.
Yep, I remember that. I remember.
Total Recall sucks, but I had no problem with Jessica Biel. You know what I'm saying? That movie. I'd have chose her too.
She was in that movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
That movie was
terrible. I don't know if I'd have chose her over Kate Beckinsale. But yeah.
I thought that.
I don't know, but Kate. No, I would. No, I just get Beckinsale over Jessica Biel because she's still like Kate Beckinsale's I think 50 or close to 50. She's around 50, and she still looks like her and Salma Hayek look good.
Yeah, but Salma Hayek,
the best part of that movie, 100%.
Salma Hayek's in a rare category
tonight.
What the? All I was going to say about the Justin Timberlake.
Patrick, don't listen to that part. Don't listen to that part.
Yeah, shh. Don't go back there. Don't rewind it. So, guys, let's check in with the audience some more because we have some more messages to read. So, our friend Enrique Vasquez says Dion's favorite button, so he's not too mad. Ha 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 ha.
Need a refill.
Which button is your absolute favorite one, Dion? Is it this one?
So have you ever done DMT?
Yeah, see?
That's definitely one of them.
Here's another one he liked.
Ah, you scared him off.
Yeah. Here's another.
It doesn't
one.
matter.
Oh, dude, if he ever falls asleep on a stream again, we'll just keep playing that in his ear to see if it'll wake him up.
There you go. That could work. It's loud.
Come back, Dion. Come back. Your old pal Buffalo Jeff misses
I'll
you.
just dream about WrestleMania 19.
You'll dream about me forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, Dion.
Guess what, motherfucker?
That one too.
It was all a build up to this.
Who are you? What are you doing here, and where are my horses?
They got him.
Bye-bye, Dion. Darian217 says, I completely agree, Jeff. Makes no effing sense to have The Rock we're talking about watching WCW. You know, basically the same thing we did at home as fans. Let's beat the horse dead some more, because, of course, it's only been 24 years now. I am going to, after I get off the show tonight, I'm going to watch episode 3, the Vince Russo bro episode, bro. I'm very disappointed with Vince Russo as a booker, as anything. I'm not a fan.
Well, yeah, we all were.
I don't think he's responsible for the best wrestling. I do agree when people say his best work is the Deadly Games tournament, because I'm a fan of that night. But WrestleMania 15 is a piece of shit. It is supposed to be WrestleMania. It's garbage.
Yeah.
Now, 14 is great. Well, 14 has a couple great moments. It's a pretty solid show overall, but 15 is just a car crash of wrestling. But as soon as Russo leaves, the trajectory that they were on continues to spike upwards quickly, because you have new talent, better stories, better booking. You're not relying on Stone Cold stealing a vehicle each week. It's really good wrestling, man. Like 2000 is such a great year. I love it.
Yeah, dude. Russo gets, I think, he gets too much credit, but I think at the same time he also gets too much blame. Like everyone wants to just. Well, look. WCW,
I think he kisses the line. He doesn't cross the line, but that motherfucker gets close to it. That Brawl for All fucked up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the Brawl for All, you can fucking blame the shit out of him for that, because it was a terrible idea. Of course, so it was also Vince allowing it to go through, because he was the final say and didn't check him on that one. But, you know, like Russo gets all the blame for WCW going down, and WCW was already on the negative trajectory when Russo took over the booking. He didn't help, but I also think that company goes under, or at least goes badly with or without him, just because they were already on that negative trajectory. They were already going downhill. It was just he came in to help speed up that process.
I think he just deserves a little less blame. Not way less, but he did just enough. You know, when you're tumbling down the hill, you know, at some point, the motherfucker that refuses to hit the brakes has to get some fucking blame too. And
yes, he did nothing to help slow down
everything. Slow it down. Like if he doesn't, he's involved enough where he doesn't do his bullshit. They maybe last another couple of years. Maybe they might be able to convince. AOL has a different view of pro wrestling because of him.
Now, folks, we're getting ready to read the next message. By the way, we've had people back in Wokebusters on the air. Thank you. We're only $36 away from our next goal. We'll be 30% funded. It's moving. It's starting to go again. I want to thank all the people from the Pro channel who found us over there earlier. But yeah, folks, $36. Let's cross that on air. We got some super chats to read and a couple other things to talk about. It's just, you know, it's not even 2 books. It's just 1 book and an add-on. But I didn't go crazy on stuff because I want to make sure people have an option to, you know, get the stuff, because the people, you're going to love this book. I didn't want to bog you down with a million extra things. Wokebusters is the big steak that you've been waiting for. Enrique Vasquez says, wait, the earth is not flat? My life has been a lie. Yes, you have been lied to, my friend. You have been lied to. Dion, join us. Oh, come on, there you go. We got it. There we are. That's how we transform into like our Megazord. We all turn the flat Earth sign, and then we morph into like one mega bullshitter. I don't know what that would look like, but
it's just one very robust line. That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
One very robust line.
It's a very beige colored line. That's what it is.
That's right.
TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. He says, rewatch The Money Pit, plus my favorite part, either Tom Hanks' laugh when the tub falls or, hey, bud, did you really buy this house? Yes, I did. And the guy laughs. What are your favorite not jokes in movies? Good. That's an excellent question. Give me a second to give you some good answers.
So some of my favorite not jokes in movie let's see. This suit is black, not. The suit is not black. That's another good one. No, probably those two.
Question. Damn, man. Ooh, because that's such a good one. I'm gonna have to say, I gotta say, Don't Call Me Shirley.
Oh my god, that's a good one.
I gotta go with that one. But Shirley can't be serious. I am. Don't Call Me Shirley.
Yeah, and even the stuff where they're like, where they were like, oh, what's a pilot? It's like, or like, what's a plane? It's like, oh, it's a big metal tube with engines. But besides that, like, whenever they do that in that movie, constantly, that was hilarious to me.
Yep.
Oh my god!
Even when the plane's landing and Bridges goes, they're coming right at us, and he just runs and jumps out the window.
Yeah.
Like, Airplane might have the top three.
So from I think it's the Kentucky Fried Movie that satirizes that one, where they do Airplane and it's fucking Beaver's mom, and there's the two black guys on the plane and nobody can understand. She goes, "I'll take care of this, honey. I speak good jive," and proceeds to fucking translate.
That
whole
jive scene is hilarious, man. I could
They're so serious. They're so fucking serious. I speak. Johnson & Johnson might be the best one too.
I was in junior high, dickhead.
Oh yes,
it's like Saigon.
Now, TLJ Screwjob, if I'm getting your question right about not jokes, my favorite one would be from Austin Powers when Tom Arnold goes, "Hey partner, have a good one," and Austin Powers just goes, "Okay." It's just the delivery of the word "okay." It breaks me every time. It's my favorite Austin Powers joke. Like, there are other more iconic jokes, but that stupid "okay" every fucking time. That's like my not joke. It kills me.
In Forrest Gump, when Forrest and Bubba get to Vietnam and they meet Lieutenant Dan for the first time, and he's like, "So where are you boys from?" They're like, "Alabama, sir." And he goes, "Oh, you guys brothers or something?" And they kind of look at each other. They're like, and Forrest's like, "We're of no relation." And then a few minutes later, like, they're walking and Lieutenant Dan's like, "So you boys are from Arkansas, huh? Well, I've been through there once. It was pretty nice."
That's a good one. That is a good one. That's a good one. Brothers, are you? They're two simpletons. They're like, no.
Yeah.
Our friend Xavier God says, Macho Man put over Spider-Man in 2 minutes.
That's right.
That's why he didn't get paid $3,000 for 3 minutes.
He thought they were going to make some money.
Did he really put him over, or was he just worked himself into a shoot there, brother?
Spider-Man just kind of beat his ass.
Yeah, so as I say, like,
well, he went a little too old school. Oh, a regular person will come in, I'll beat the shit out of him, and we'll be good. And then he was like, "This motherfucker get up on the wall, and he's insulting my husband's gift of my unitard." He didn't see that shit coming.
Xavier to God also, thank you. He says, "Fuck, Marry, Kill, Halloween, Dion, fuck, Marry, Kill." Curse of Michael Myers, 2009, and Ends. Also, Dion, Fuck, Marry, Kill, Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy's Dead, and of course, and The Curse of Michael Myers.
What did I say to want you to put me on blast?
You weren't here when we were asked this question last time.
Okay. Well, I'm fucking marrying The Curse of Michael Myers. And I'm fucking 2009 and Killing Ends. Okay, so for Jason, I'm fucking Jason Goes to Hell for that one scene, and it's just dumb enough to be entertaining. So I'm fucking that one. Marrying Curse of Michael Myers, killing Freddy's dead just because of elimination.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
I like Freddy's dead, but in terms of quality, that's the only reason why I'll cry as its coffin goes out to the lake and they hit it with the arrow. I'm gonna be upset about that shit.
Hey, isn't Freddy's Dead the one with the 3D glasses?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. The final nightmare.
Yep.
It's so dumb. Like his head blows off, and then he blows up into the camera, and then he turns into all those little bugs and squiggles away.
Yeah, because he goes, "What?" It's like, God damn it, 3D. 3D was just annoying every time it came out.
Yes. Yep, it was never good.
Every time.
Well, 100%. Even they're trying to bring it back now with AI video and shit like that. Now I've seen new cameras that have like the new ARRI cameras have double lenses on them. They just did it when they were doing the camera announcement recently. You know,
we were babies the first time, and then we were like, our generation was all grown and like 3D TVs, and I'm like, I'm not fucking wearing this.
I don't want to wear glasses to watch a television ever.
Yeah,
no.
I fit in my face either. I just would rather watch a nice picture wall, something that looks lifelike.
It's sit on my nose weird.
Oh God, I still have a 3D TV in Tennessee. My mom's got it in the den there. I think we still have the glasses somewhere for it, so they still work.
The only thing that was nice about the 3D TVs back then is they had slightly better picture quality, Nick, than your standard 1080p screens.
Yeah.
So
and I mean, I think they came out with. I think you could use the PS4 and use the 3D glasses to actually watch Friday the 13th Part 3 in true 3D instead of that fucking red blue shit. So that was the only advantage. Like that and then and that and a couple other movies probably still had like some use of 3D, but that was it. There were like 5 probably total.
Like, it's such a novelty. Like, certain movies I'll do it, but certain, like, I'm not. I think the last one I did was probably the 25th anniversary of Lion King. I think was the last time I wore 3D glasses.
I have never seen the Lion King in 3D, but I did go see the Phantom Menace in 3D. That was the last one I saw in 3D.
Okay.
3D movies are like, oh man, a movie I want to see sold out. Only the 3D screenings available. Okay, I guess I'll go see the 3D screening and pay an extra $6 for a fucking pair of glasses that I gotta put back in the bin.
Yeah, you don't even get to keep them anymore. They want you to recycle them so they can reuse them.
Dan kept them every time.
It was literally the beginning and end of Star Trek Into Darkness that was the only reason 3D was cool. And then when they did the ship to ship thing, that was cool. That's the only other one I can think of that was like kind of cool.
Yeah. That makes sense.
The only thing I saw was Jackass 3D and Harold and Kumar's 3D Christmas.
Yep.
We saw Jackass 3D, Dion. That was fun.
Yep, we did.
We saw that shit opening night.
The dildo that was just like,
just like, that was peak humanity right there, man.
Yeah, great memory. Damn, that was a good year, man.
I still stand by Jackass 2 as the best Jackass.
I'm gonna go with I go with 3. 3 barely leads to you.
Listen, I cannot do the one with all the bodily fluids. I can't do that. I will throw up. Okay, I cannot do that one.
The horse shit and drink the horse.
Nope, can't do it. I will throw up.
One had enough of that in it, and it was still too much.
Yeah,
dude, the condom in the toy car, and he goes to the proctologist to get an X-ray or whatever, an MRI or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the irony that the car went up his ass again later in life.
Damn.
By the way, folks, if you ever track down the old Ryan Dunn Memorial episode that MTV aired like 13 years ago, I have a piece of art on there because they said like send your submissions in. So I drew a picture of Ryan Dunn's face, and it was like the stunt from Jackass 3 where he's in the chair in the jet engine, then the one where the woman's punching him in the boxing ring, and something else. And they sent me a return like, yeah, we like it here. Had to sign a release form, and so It's out there. Check it out. I saw
Nice.
it once when it aired in like 2012. I was like, there I am on TV. I was so excited. I think I got pictures of it somewhere, guys. If I ever find it, I'll send it to you. But like, hey, here's that Ryan Dunn piece I did.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if Macho Man was the first choice for Bonesaw McGraw, but he was the best choice possible because, you know.
Yes.
Bonesaw is
He has the intensity.
Well,
Yeah,
I think did Sam Raimi go to WrestleMania 3?
He may have. I mean, there were 93,000 people there.
Yeah, he's from Michigan. I think that's what he's just a huge wrestling fan.
That would be awesome. Sam Raimi makes a great movie. Andy likes wrestling. We should hang out, talk about Michigan State. You know,
seriously.
Brody Calf, bro, wasn't even around when you were there. TLJ Screwjob, Bushberry Fire, Trish Lita China.
Are we going on looks or are we going on ability?
What do you want to play, Kendo?
Well, there's two different sets of answers.
Then let's play both.
So on looks, push Trish, bury China, fire Lita.
There you
go. Ability, push China, bury Lita, fire Trish.
Ooh. The only thing I'm changing is ability, push China, bury Trish, fire Lita.
That's where I'll go. I think Lita was cool, but Trish Stratus really did carry the women's division for many years. Like, she's not out of the question as like the greatest women's wrestler of all time. Lita's awesome, but she's like, how do I want to say it? If Hulk Hogan's the real, well, no, that's not the right comparison to make. She's very good.
Lita benefited from the time period, and she just liked taking. She could take bumps. That was her thing, and it worked, and it was cool. But she's not better than Trish.
No, she's not better than Trish Stratus at all. Trish could do face and heel. She had all that cool shit down. She was really obnoxious when she was evil Trish, but she was so sexy. Xavier to God, thank you. Isn't it crazy to think that the curtain call didn't happen? If the curtain call didn't happen, Stone Cold Steve Austin doesn't win King of the Ring. Triple H does instead.
Yep, that's what was supposed to happen. The person that got punished was Triple H.
Stone Cold probably wins in 97.
Yeah, you get Stone Cold put on hold for about a year.
Yeah. He only gets off a year because he was already hot. He was just backup playing. Like that was the equivalent of a backup fighter in the UFC or boxing, and they just happened to have a star who was ready to fucking go.
Yep.
Guys, what did you think of the Wyatt 6 thing this week? They killed Chad Gable. I'm offended. I had to watch a murder on live wrestling.
Love the murder, hate that he's out, but also hate the Wyatt 6 thing. And that, but the howdy doody motherfucker should not have. I hate it.
I'm willing to give it time.
Too corporate.
I will say it like this. I don't think any of the supernatural hokey stuff in wrestling works unless it's The Undertaker. It's his thing. Everybody, I don't really consider Kane, Kane's part of that, so it works. But that storyline is as far as you can take it, and it's the peak of the mountain. I never bought into the Bray Wyatt post the hillbilly cult leader. That shit was cool in the beginning. But when he became the supernatural fiend and all this, count me out. And now it's Uncle Howdy. I liked what I saw. I thought it was interesting enough, and it was well done, especially that they showed blood and did it a little more extreme. I think my critique of it all is Vince McMahon did it once well and then fucking ruined it for the rest of time. Maybe in the Triple H era, this could be done well, but I still am kind of just watching wrestling for a handful of people, and it's not the Wyatt 6.
If Bray Wyatt would have been treated seriously from the get-go, instead of turning him into a clown and all the silly shit that came with it and feeding him to Cena to ruin the aura and all that stuff, then maybe it could have worked even in the modern times with the supernatural stuff. But once they fucking dicked that up, it was kind of downhill, and then they brought it back with the Fiend, and it kind of worked until Hell in the Cell, when they had the referee stoppage at a Hell in a Cell. Then it was over.
Yep, that's the most embarrassed I've ever been to be a wrestling fan.
Listen, my only thing about that is that was the beginning of the weaponization of outrage because the NFL miracle in Minneapolis was the fucking the month before or whatever, and I think it was fucking classic Vince. We should just do that. That's semi-relevant, and they came up with that crazy ass finish, and I think it went off worse than it should have. But they thought that they were going to have like that, like, oh my God, the ref fucked it up, blah, 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 blah. And it was dumb. That being said, I agree. The supernatural thing is a thing. It's just a thing of old wrestling. Like that's the end of our generation. Like the supernatural, control lightning, dead man, Reaper of Souls thing. It only works going forward when it's done from a crazy person perspective. Like I love crazy characters, like crazy motherfuckers doing crazy shit, but like they, teleportation and controlling the elements. He is the last of that type of wrestling, 100%.
Well said. I mean, I'm not in love with everything right now, but I'm also not. I'm still in that positive WWE trend. Hey, Landon, what's up? How you doing tonight, my friend? Doing well here. But like, I still hope I'm still having hope that LA Knight gets a revenge on Logan Paul. That's a storyline I can't believe I'm talking about out loud. But I'm like, come on, man.
I know. You are not alone. I will not let you stay on that pyre alone.
LA Knight. It's like he is the wrestler that we all liked as a kid. He would have fit in back in the day. He's got the character down. Not many people do. I'll tell you. And I've come around on Randy Orton again too. Randy Orton is back in my top 5, like modern guys.
Wow, top 5. Holy shit.
Well, you gotta remember, Nick, Randy Orton, when he was newer, he was my favorite guy on the roster. I was like, Randy Orton's the shit. And then I met him and he was cool. So I was already like super on board. And then I never really stopped liking him. He got kind of samey and I would always cheer for him, but I was never like into it. Now I'm just like, all right, Randy Orton's cool again. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of like positive stuff going on, man. The wrestlers are cool.
I do. I do love how the Logan brothers or the Paul brothers are just like constantly like, oh man, we grew up with nothing. I was like, listen, motherfucker, we have videos of you in your house in Ohio. Like, calm the fuck down. We know. Yeah,
but they're doing the pro wrestling thing, and it's like you're don't get me wrong. They are shitty people, and I will always judge them. That being said, in terms of being entertained, I watch to see them lose. And as a wrestling fan, that dude got to wrestling. And I'm like, he's the type of heel that I like too. God damn it. And he's so good. And it's perfect that Jeff brought up Randy Orton. Like, whatever that dude did, I loved. Like, when he was a bad guy, I hated him. When he was a good guy, I cheered him. He's on. I put Randy Orton up there with Ric Flair. Like, that dude is that high up on the pedestal. Because
he delivered his whole career.
Ric Flair does some shit. I'm like, God damn it, Ric Flair. But yeah, and Logan Paul, don't get me wrong, I still don't let the fucking kids buy Prime. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking buying that shit. No, fuck them.
You want some water with electrolytes in it? Here's some salt. Fucking take that. There you go.
Here's some salt and sugar, and I shook it up in a fucking bottle of water. Here. Or I'm buying you a Powerade. I'm not buying Prime. Fuck that.
I've had the youths ask me a few times, like, do you drink Prime? I'm like, nope.
Yep.
I'm an adult.
Yep. That dude would scam you and your parents the second he had an opportunity. But I want to see him get head kicked by a professional wrestler and lose. Or if he wins, I'm like, shit. It's a perfect time for him to win because he's a bad guy. And I want the bad guy to win here. Like he fucking
Listen, I just want to watch Mike Tyson punch his brother back to childhood. Okay, that's what I want to see.
Wait till November.
That's what I want to see. I want to see him bring his memory down to when he was 5. That's what I want to see.
There's
Dion, I will come visit you for that fight.
Oh God, I just like and. We need to get on some sort of like betting site and put our bets on there because I don't think the kid's gonna last the first like minute, honestly.
Listen,
I would just bet on Mike Tyson. I don't know how to bet in more depth than that.
Listen, Bet Rivers is the local joint here in Michigan. When we decide the Lakeside layout. You know, you can use Bet Rivers while you guys are up here. You know, let's make some motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying?
Why not? Why not?
I honestly feel, you know, for the summertime, he's fighting Mike Perry, a former UFC fighter. He's a bare knuckle fighter now. He could lose, but Mike Perry is your standard marauder. He doesn't move his head, and Jake Paul has knockout power. So Jake Paul's probably going to win in boxing. But Mike, if he was the one old guy, but now he's got ulcers. Damn.
No,
Yeah.
When we get to that fight, it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to just getting together and shooting the shit.
But very disappointed if Tyson loses.
I will be too. I'll be very
He's old, but he looked. People said he didn't look great for as old as he was not boxing. He looked pretty fucking good against Roy Jones, and a kid who doesn't box, like this is prime. This is prime Randy Couture shit. Like, just knock him out, please, Mike. Please.
I'd love to see that. That'd be great. Be awesome.
So, folks, it's been a fun night. We want to tell you thanks for joining us. We're going to show you real quick. We're just one person away from Wokebusters. We'll drop the link in the chat right now. See if we can do that. But we've talked about it. I don't want to share a video file. We've shown the trailer a bunch. Let's show you the actual page so you see what you're looking for here. But here we are. We're chugging along. As you can see, they're here to save society from itself. It's a story of 4 men who start a business to fight the physical embodiment of outrage, internet outrage, It makes fun of today's society. It's bright and colorful. We live in a cartoon, so why not parody the society we live in on every level? And it's a lot of fun, if I may say so myself. I've had the opportunity to share jokes with everybody in my social circle, and we always get a great laugh out of a lot of stuff. Dion, you've had me reenact scenes from you in Phil's living room, and you were dying laughing. So, I mean, I'm really excited for you guys to see this. But yeah, we got awesome covers. I wrote and drew it. Have some awesome colorists. I believe this one right here is from a guy named David Ocampo. He's on Marvel books, DC stuff. He's a great colorist. Make sure you guys follow him online. And then we have some toy homage covers to, how we had Steel a toy cover. Wokebusters has one as well. But folks, we're about the halfway marker. We're not yet at the 50% marker, but let's make that happen so we can get this out to as many people as possible and move on to our next project. But I want to thank everybody who's backed it. I'm excited to get it to everybody in a few weeks. It's done. And before you know it, you'll be reading Wokebusters. And I want to hear what you think, guys. Remember, it's over 100. Well, it's 100 pages of story, and there'll be bonus content in the book itself. And yes, as a joke, we got this commissioned for the back cover. So Kendo said, I would love for you to make it happen. He loves Ghostbusters too. Kendo, this is for you, my friend. So folks, this will be featured in every copy of Wokebusters. You'll be able to see all of this. And I've been dropping really fun advertisements. People seem to be at least responding to them in some way. So I'll be putting those as a bonus on the back of the book as well. There's like fake news clippings about monster sightings in Portland. We may have some multimedia stuff promoting Wokebusters out in the coming week. So be on the lookout for that. I still got to post the phone number. I just forgot to record the recording, but don't worry. There's going to be a lot more from Wokebusters. This is a fun parody of society. So check it out, folks. It's only available for a limited time from me. And if you like this, well, then you can also check out Stealing Solo afterwards. But like I said, we need one person to hit that 30% goal. We'll be able to keep on moving forward. So we'll play you out in a minute. We got some new people joining. Landon Zilla, we'll hang out, man. We'll hang out for sure. Maybe we'll see you at Kings Island. I got to pass. Toronto John, thank you very much for the compliment. I enjoyed drawing this book. I had fun with the covers too. Different styles, different stuff. But I'm excited to make some videos to just let you see who I am as an artist. Because I understand people watch the channel for the videos and the reviews and stuff like that. And I want to give everybody the same time. I don't want to bog everybody down with specific stuff, but I am going to make something special that I hope you guys check out so you can hear more about what I like to make, what I'm going to make in the future, because this is me throwing my hat into the ring. This isn't just, a fly-by-night thing. We had a lot of success with Stealing Solo. Wokebusters is the follow-up to that. It's just been me doing it, but now things are moving at a better pace because I'm in a better place. So everything's been great, and I'm really thankful that we get to do this each and every week. And so be on the lookout for this book, and be on the lookout for more coming from us. As you can see, the numbers are up. We've been putting out stuff all the time. We've been having fun. It is the summer of bullshit after all. Now, folks, Nick and I will be out of town this weekend. We'd love to have done a Batman 89 commentary, but we just didn't have the time to do it this year for 35. So
we have one in the archives.
We do have one in the archives. Kendo, where can they find that?
Is that on the Patron?
It's on the Patron. So, folks, there are multiple ways to see more WCBS content. Remember, we've been around for quite a while. This isn't our first rodeo. It just keeps getting more and more fun. So I got to say to everybody out there, thank you guys. We appreciate it. But unless there's anything else you guys need to say, I think it's time to go. What do you think?
There's one more thing real quick.
Sir.
Okay. To promote an indie film I watched last weekend, I drove to Kentucky and watched a movie called New Year's Eve. Hilarious. I think 600 people showed up to watch it in the small theater in Owensboro, Kentucky. Shitty little town, I swear to God. 600 people showed up to watch this movie. Hilarious as shit. Dave Sheridan. Who else is in it? Fucking. Let's see here. Computer. Come on. Dave Sheridan, Felissa Rose, Hannah Fearman, also Jeffrey Reddick. If you know that name, he's the one who created Final Destination. He's the producer of the movie as well. I got to meet him and talk to him. Very cool guy. But highly recommend it. It's coming out, I think, in September or October. Buy it if you can. You will not be disappointed. I was telling Jeff some of the jokes when we were, I was helping out with some of the stuff for Wokebusters, but yeah, it was definitely worth the 5.5 hour drive up there and back. So
I did forget one thing. I want to thank the chat. We do have some emails to read. Let's check our email real quick. Wait, no. Is that that's not the password. Sorry. I didn't realize it was going to log me out here. And I'm like, shit, I'm on the air trying to, type in a password and stuff. And I'm on camera. Weird. Here we are. So the emails. Okay. We actually have a couple things. Okay. Coach Kendo, comment, love the show. Thanks for all you guys do. Hold on. Let me share this real quick. Kendo, you'll actually want to see this. So for Kendo, share. What do you think of this image, Kendo? Kansas legislators approved a plan to lure Chiefs Royals from Missouri.
If it was actually going to happen, I'd care, but it won't. I mean, a lot of people back home, jaded Rams fans that were believers in the illegal occupation of the blue and yellow interlopers. And I had to get dunked on by them for 20 years about the Rams won a Super Bowl. Yeah, look at me now, motherfucker. Your team left, and my team's the best team going. But yeah, no, they put out like a stadium proposal thing because they want to get the Royals and the Chiefs new stadiums and move out of the Truman Sports Complex. The Royals wanted to build a big clobbering stadium downtown. The Chiefs just wanted to renovate Arrowhead. The Jackson County voters voted it down. The Chiefs still have like 8 years left on their lease at Arrowhead. So it's not going to get – they're not moving. People think they're going to move. Everyone's like, oh, they're going to move to Kansas. They're not moving to Kansas. No one wants to move to Kansas. Kansas sucks. I've been to Kansas. Kansas is full of fucking farmers and Jayhawks supporters who have half a brain that they're sharing with the town. So, they're not moving to Kansas. Everything else is moved to Kansas. Overland Park is essentially
Missouri City.
Yeah, I mean, the Kansas City, Kansas only exists because they copied Kansas City, Missouri. So, I ain't worried. They ain't moving. They're not moving. Royals might. Chiefs ain't.
It depends on who's going to pay for that rebuild.
Dude, as much money as that team fucking generates for the state of Missouri, they're not. Somebody's going to step in and say, look, let's fix this. Even if they moved to Kansas. So even if they did move to Kansas, I still wouldn't really care because no one considers Kansas City, Kansas, or Overland Park, Kansas to be actually Kansas. They consider it Missouri anyway. So don't care. They ain't moving.
Fair enough.
Plus, again, they act like the move. They think the United Van Lines is pulling up behind fucking Arrowhead Stadium to clean out lockers tomorrow if this because of the news story that came out today. It's like they still got 8 years left on their lease. There's 8 years to figure this shit out, and I think they'll be okay.
Who's gonna pay for the stadium?
They'll figure it out.
Our friend Enrique has a question or an answer for the question. If I was invincible for a day, I would sneak into Area 51. If my clothes were invincible also, then Harpa instead.
That's bold. That's bold. DARPA would be fun because they do a lot. They do a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, definitely DARPA would be on the list.
It's a good one.
This one comes from, I don't want to say the name on the air, but it says, Dear Jeff, if I was invisible for a day, I would be blind. If I, for some reason, didn't go blind, I would end up messing with people, which probably wouldn't end well for them. Picture going through a church and declaring that you're the voice of God.
That's pretty good.
Oh no! The better thing to do is to do the what is it, the sound of the trumpets 3 times. Do that. That'll really fuck with them. That'll be a lot of fun.
One of the few last good things Kevin Smith's ever done.
That's very true. That's very true. Oh man.
Let's see. How long is this? Do we have a minute? If it's not long, we can do this. If not, we got to go because it's almost midnight. And Nick and I got traveling to do. All right, we can.
I'm already here, man. I'm just waiting for you to get here tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Well, I got driving to do, but I think we can do this real quick. Where'd the tab go? Great. Yeah, we have a quiz from WCBS. Some of our super fans. So here we go. Right here, Kahoot. What's our nickname for the week, guys?
Mushroom Stamp.
Yeah.
Mushroom Stamp 26. Okay, go. There we are. Kahoot at work. During the Crystal Skull watch party, Kendo sang a darker version of which theme song?
Is that the Monkeys?
It was Duck. No. Maybe the Monkeys.
3 out of 4 dead.
You know, with AI, you can make that song, Kendo.
Let's make Party Boob with AI.
We can do it. We can do it.
According to episode 60, Loudy considered this city to be the most romantic.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Was it Philadelphia?
I don't know.
Oh
why.
my god.
Yep.
That dude's crazy.
Loudy. It's Loudy. There's no explanation. It's just Loudy.
You want to know how I lost all this weight? Wait, fucking Black Hookers are what?
Literally one of the most random moments of our friendship.
Bro, life in general. I can't imagine that'll ever happen to either of us again. Hope not. It's kind of scary.
Are we going to have to fight for our lives right now?
We might.
It's too late for that shit.
What did Dion wear when meeting Billy Zane?
Oh, that was the turkey suit.
Turkey suit.
I wish it would have been an Adam West Batman costume.
Medea, Adam West Batman.
Medea.
I would never put Dion in the Medea costume. I have too much respect for the man.
Kendo had who did Ken have a man crush on in the?
Oh, Antonio Banderas.
Oh, Antonio Banderas.
Yep.
Yeah, he's looking at the poster. He's looking at the poster above his bed, and his wife is wondering why.
I like how you have a man crush on Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
I get it.
All right, what's next? Number 6. WCBS was blamed for giving this man a heart attack.
Kevin Smith.
Oh my god.
Unrelated. It wasn't our fault. Sometimes
Nick in the room when Dion watched Space Jam 2.
No.
Depends on who you ask.
No,
I love.
I was somewhere else. Don't say, Nick. Don't say where we were or what we were doing.
I'm not gonna say, but it's one of those things where it's like, I know for a fact, and there's verifiable proof that I was not there. I don't know how Dion just like, apparently when Dion's alone and scared, I'm his imaginary friend. I don't know how that happens.
I really looked to you and Kendo. I'm like, yo, is this a real movie? And Kendo was just like, this is fucking crazy.
That question has two answers depending on who you ask.
Yep. I admit that he wasn't there.
Hey, Phil, how much is too much? That's the best part of that day. All right.
Oh, my God.
On the music playlist, Kendo was called this.
Oh, God.
Oh, Couch Kendo.
Yeah, Couch Kendo.
Yeah, because I was trying to make them real fast, and I forgot how to spell words.
Couch Kendo, more than meets the eye. Here we go. Quiz. According to Dion, which phrase would somebody from the 1990s be able to understand? The Walker told me I have AIDS.
Jeff loves trolling Dion. Dion Green is a scared. It's a man scared of horses. I don't know.
Which one? AIDS?
Horses.
Wow.
Go home. Go home.
Oh, it's Wilhelm.
Yep.
Damn it, Nick. Where does Dion
know what it meant.
who's reading?
on the shitter.
Yep. In the
During the
bathroom.
credits, dark fate.
Oh my God.
I mean, her and a wife beater ain't the worst thing.
Or the best. Jeff was one of the last people to see this person alive.
Steiner.
Dion.
Jimmy Hoffa, and then Dion Green is the other
I
option.
know where he's buried. Don't ask.
Listen.
I won't tell.
I'm a fucking lizard person.
For now.
You're too nice and wholesome to be a lizard person. You're enough of an asshole. Okay?
Has won an award for making porn.
Yeah, that would be Nick. Nick's got a grinder award.
Oh my God. Yep, I do.
True or false? Did Jeff eat Phil's chili during Super Bowl 41? I don't remember. I thought I did.
Oh my God.
That was like 8 years ago, man. Oof. All right. Which viewer started the word of the week?
Is that SHS?
No, boys.
Yeah.
Brandon Boyce.
One of the funniest episodes ever, man.
Complete accident.
A $50 super check gets you what?
Steiner math.
Jump from Kendo doing his Vince McMahon impression. Oh my God, that'd be funny. Access to Nick's Petplex server.
I mean, that's not the worst thing to fucking charge for, sir.
No, Dion was supposed to give hand jobs if you subscribed.
You're about to give your 200,000 soon, bro. So muscle up, Buttercup.
I know my hairline's going back a little. My hairline's too far back for those.
Sure. Jeff got into Back to the Future because of what?
Porn.
Yeah, in 1994, I found Pornhub.com.
The slowest website to load ever.
Welcome
Back
to the future.
To the future. That looks cool. So we didn't do it perfect, but hey, I don't remember Phil's.
That's funny. Yeah, I know. Neither do I. So.
Well, folks, as always, what we'll do is we'll tweet this out right now. You guys can play along at home, and you can see if you can get a better score than us. I mean, you just watched us answer, so don't make the mistakes we did. So, guys, I want to thank everybody for joining us. It's always fun to be here. We're going to get out of here. It is late. I have to be on the road in the morning to hit some ollies and see some stores beyond ollies. So, folks, until next time, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
You're never gonna regret this, Ray.